Hello, this is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and I am your weekend warrior. Just trying to just prep some stuff. Next few minutes, I want to start off showing you that trailer of American Skin. Nate Parker is back, and okay, before we get into that, just wanted to say that thank you for being here. If you're watching, if you are, you could have been other places. You could have, I mean, just especially with the pandemic, because there's a very limited number of places that you can go and have a good time. But you know what? You decided to be here. Instead, you could have been on other, platforms watching them, but you come here for the Weekend Warrior. So I guarantee you're not going to regret it. So it's showtime and let's go. Shout out to Sheed We Here, Cynical Optimist, and War Child Games. Thank you for the super chat, for the cause. Make it a good show, y'all. Long live the habitual line steppers. You goddamn right. Long live the habitual line steppers. Yeah. I think I might have made a little mistaken interpretation last night. Um, just want to have for clarity, just add for clarity purposes. I said something about the Facebook group last night. You may remember it, you may didn't. I mean, you may not have, but I said that the Facebook group, the YouTube channel was named after the Facebook group. The Facebook group is named Black Men Being Brutally Honest with Everyone. It's a private group on Facebook. Might make it public so people can see it. So, yeah, the group is in need of a very, I guess, a positive revitalization. But yeah, but what's going on, Judge Dre?
Tell me what you think. Talk about the group first. We can talk later. Go ahead.
No. I've already said what I was going to say about the group. It might come up, but what this conversation is going to be about is basically Black men forgiveness. How we're here again. I know I talked about this a couple weeks ago, but a new movie trailer has been released for Nate Parker in this movie called American Skin. Basically, the premise is he's a father who is him and his son were in a car. They were pulled over by police officers. One of the police officers shot and killed his son, and he basically was out for revenge. It's looks like it's shaping up to be a very good film, but of course, the things are starting to come back up when you type in Nate Parker's name in Google. You're gonna see a few articles that mention the rape allegation. They're not going to let you forget about it, and is this funny thing that people have against against black male forgiveness, and I feel like with this movie American Skin that's about to come out, uh, some somebody need to say something before the same thing happens again. Uh, with American Skin as it did with Birth of a Nation. Now, Birth of a Nation received, at the independent film festivals, it received critical acclaim. Like everybody says, a very good film. And actually, it would have been like it was the first on-screen depiction of Nat Turner. Um, White supremacy did not want you to see that movie. The reason why I did not want you to see that movie was because of a couple reasons. And a while back, I watched a video from shout out to Professor Black Truth. He broke it down real good. Either, I mean, he broke it down real good because it was a video comparing Birth of a Nation and Hidden Figures. How silly it was that people were actually big up and in promoting Hidden Figures as versus Birth of a Nation. Now, Birth of a Nation, that they succeeded. I think Mud did's Halloween. One of them Halloween movies came out the same weekend and did better than Birth of a Nation. So it was definitely a victory for. It was a victory for white supremacy, and it was somewhat of a victory for the sisterhood. So, but we'll get more into that. But I got another super chat from thank you benevolence for supporting the channel. He said Jesus, quote unquote, died alone. He had no children or wife, yet left a legacy. But black men aren't supposed to die alone. Yeah, right. Hmm. Okay, something interesting to think about. So, Sheed, what's going on? Sheed, we here.
What's going on, fellas? Dre in the building. What's going on?
Yeah, we're here another Saturday night here on BMBBH. Yeah, just talking about the like we're gonna cover the American Scan trailer, the whole what you remember about the Birth of a Nation debacle, how black men like Michael Vick are still under scrutiny every time they hit the media, and I don't know. I guess what we as black men can do, since we have spaces that we can use to get out opinions and narratives, and try to push for the things that we want to push. And uh, if we really like, I know a lot of people feel the way they feel about Nate Parker, and let's tell the truth. A lot of it does not have anything to do with that rape allegation, and has everything to do with the fact that he's married to a white woman. You know, that's let's go ahead, just get that out of the way. And the reason why, and it's like people like they act like they hate black men so much for marrying out, but and they use the celebrity example to do this. Uh, and they use the celebrity examples to do this, but black men, we're not allowed to marry out. We're not allowed to have any other interests outside of, you know, uh, uh, a black woman. Yet a black woman can, a famous celebrity who marries out is allowed to move in and out of the community. And it is such blatant hypocrisy. So the reason why I felt like they did that to Nate Parker and used that and kept using that rape allegation was because of who he was married to. But that the whole trying to shut down Birth of a Nation was deeper than that. Now it did get somebody's ticket money. It got my ticket money, and I remember seeing that movie in an empty theater. But the film itself was on point, and I feel like because of what I saw in Birth of a Nation, this American Skin film is going to be on point as well. Now, did y'all watch the movie? Did y'all ever watch the Birth of a Nation film?
Uh, no.
I seen it a long time ago.
Okay, the Nate Parker one, right?
Yeah, I fell asleep on it though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You fell asleep on it.
Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and watch it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That movie got a lot. I'm gonna use two words. That's kind of an oxymoron. That movie had a lot of good killing in it. I'll put it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Look how many hours I work.
Hmm.
A lot of times, like people ask me, like I sometimes just give an example. Yesterday was like the first time I had turned my TV on up on the wall in so long. It wasn't so funny. Somebody said, "Oh, you can watch." Because normally I watch my shows later on the internet, through the internet. And it was like, well, that show comes on in 20 minutes. You go turn it on TV. I'm like, oh, I forgot I got a TV. I mean, I hate to say you forget.
Yeah, man. Well, you're a hard worker, man. But yeah.
Oh man, I ain't no damn hard worker. Don't you tell? Why don't you go up here spreading these damn lies? You don't get the channel flag. Black men do not build shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's like yeah. We don't build anything. We're lazy.
Right. God damn. I was playing Madden. Okay.
Yeah. we cause destruction. They back on it too. So
Right, man. I was playing Madden. Okay. Don't you ever say that, man. You say the build word.
yeah, but that like I said, that movie was pretty good. It was to me it it was more of a revenge film, rebellion film. Yeah, it took place during slavery, and that's what a lot of people had a problem with. It was a slave film, as you know, quote unquote, and us as a community, we are tired of slave films. So now we got, so that's our reasoning. That was our reasoning, so supposedly for not supporting the film Birth of a Nation. Uh, but American Scan is coming up, and it's not a slave film. So if they don't support this particular film right here, what reasoning would they have to do that? I mean, but then the reasoning that we always figured out would come to fruition, because I'm already looking on social media, and you already got a modicum of people saying that, oh, I'm not supporting Nate. I don't care for Nate Parker. I'm not supporting him. He's a rapist. F him. And and you can guess like who's mostly doing it. It's really no real need to say it. Is them feminists, is them UOFs. You know, uh, and for those of you who don't watch the Roger Report live or have never been on a panel, UOF is an acronym for Unwanted Old Feminist. And that's really who pushed against the film Birth of a Nation. They didn't push against Hidden Figures, of course. Because I mean, if it's female involved, they're going to support it. They're going to have a blind loyalty to it anyway. But it was like a couple things that I did like about the Birth of a Nation film, and this has probably been pointed out by others, but one thing it did for me is it did not have that fake, historically inaccurate white savior. It did not depict. I would say it did not depict. You know, Caucasian people as good people, or overly exaggerated caricatures when it came to depicting them as racist, because that's psychological. When you do that, uh, they can just easily say, well, I don't act like that. If that's what a racist acts like, and I'm not a racist, and all that other stuff. It depicted whites as normal. I mean, racists, like they weren't depicted as like hee haw rednecks. They were depicted as normal, everyday people. And that's one of the reasons why I would say white supremacy wanted that movie shut down. Another reason why they wanted it shut down is because it was black men were rising up against a power structure that was headed by whites. Nobody ever wants to see that in a film. So, they had to figure something out. It was very, very tough trying to get a film about Nat Turner past Hollywood. No, like not many people know about that kind of thing because of the because of the history behind Nat Turner and the rebellion it presented. Um, it's just that you never want to see black men for 1 second in a powerful position. And okay, shout out to D Rock Den, Ray Alexander. I think I said something to go, Professor. Thanks for joining. It's going to be a good broadcast tonight. Looking forward to where it goes. But it's just that this whole thing is a lot of what black men have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Is we are supposedly a people of God, a people who are forgiving of each other, but let a black man make a mistake, and it's really, really tough for us to come back from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
That's like
right.
go.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say that's like what Gold Professor. He speaks to the behavior, of people. And like I've never watched the Nat Turner movie. I knew the whole story. I knew what everything was about, and I even heard about the whole scandal with Nate, and they was trying to put out about him, and about the rape in college and all that. But the whole thing was he was acquitted, but the whole it's like you finding every little thing to like pull up on this guy because you don't want the film to get out. And they succeeded. But the whole thing, you know, it wasn't that I didn't watch it just because of that situation. I didn't watch it because I'm like, Judge, I don't hardly watch TV. Majority of the time I binge watch a lot of stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
I might have a moment where, like today, like I think for the past 2 weeks, I kind of took off one of my jobs, and I told him, I said, man, I'm doing stuff for my family for like 3 weeks, so I'm not doing nothing. I'm just gonna do this little situation right here, and I'm done. And guy was cool with it, but the thing of it is, when it come down to it, a lot of people don't have those times where they can get in and watch those movies. And my thing is, I support. I either buy a ticket. Sometime I might even go watch the movie, but I bought my ticket and stuff like that. Even with the whole thing with you look at even with the movies, the way Black Panther, how they coming out with this whole scene with the new Black Panther, and they trying to actually put a woman's perspective on it with the second Black Panther, and everything is going juggling about it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, 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 in fact, I'll mention this while we're on Black Panther. We had a discussion on our entertainment channel, the Black Dimension. We were talking about should Black Panther recast, and we had decided that Black Panther really should be recast because, I mean, like myself as a comic book fan, personally, I felt like the character T'Challa needed to be fleshed out a little bit more, and I think that Chadwick would have wanted it that way, but Chadwick Boseman would have wanted it that way, but what they're trying to do in today's climate has pushed this agenda where they're trying to phase out like masculine male characters and replace them with female characters. So they're talking about everyone wants to push for Shuri to become Black Panther because she was Black Panther in the comics, but that's just a media push. I don't really feel like people are feeling it like that. But,
yeah, because even with Shuri in the comics, she kind of matched Black Panther, like the way he moved and the way he did things. This year, she was more of like a jokester, prankster type. Even though she
yeah,
was smart, she did a lot of stuff, but she didn't have that, that insight, that strength, that mind as Black Panther had. So when she was able to go into that role, she went into that role with great confidence, and it's more like you seen the actual male version in a female's body. You know, she embodied the role within the comics, but the way they have Shiri in this one, it's gonna be off. They would have to build her character with a second movie of her showing that something happened to her brother. My thing with Michael B. Jordan coming in, because even though he died, but the way movies is, you can kind of represent him as being the body that came in due to the fact that something happened, and they kind of shift bodies. Writers can come up with all kind of stuff, but ultimately, in the end, Hollywood has their own depiction of how they want to go with the narrative.
mhm. Yeah.
But all,
Well, go ahead.
I want to touch on too with that the whole thing with the movie wise. Look at the movie the Django, when they came with the whole scenario of Jamie Foxx doing his thing, but look who wrote the movie, Quentin Tarantino. You
Hmm.
know, so they kind of pushed that. Oh yeah, this black man did his thing, even though they kind of still had the Russian guys, his savior, that brought him out of slavery and taught him how to shoot, and he was supposed to be what he was supposed to be, the fastest gunslinger. Who was that? Billy the Kid.
Oh,
That whole narrative, how they tried to tie it into that.
Yep.
yeah. Okay. Hey, but yeah, let me call these out real quick. Shout out to Gold Professor. Thanks for the super chat. Kev, Judge Dre, and Sheed. We here. Y'all gonna stop habitually stepping across that line. That gonna get that gonna it. Okay. D Rock
That's it.
Den. Go. Huh? Say what?
Now, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that's what Gold Professor do when he be cussing. So you got to watch him in the chat. He is very disrespectful when he does things like that. But go ahead.
Yeah. All right, and also D Rock Den, thanks for the super sticker. Thanks for supporting the channel. Definitely much appreciated, fellas. Yeah, but
What?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just read that in the chat room. I'm sorry. You just made my. Oh, where? Can you please post some more information to that, please?
It's saying that Judge Dre, how do you feel about the child support uh, Works Act introduced by U.S. Senator Tom Cotton to increase child support payments to custodial parents?
God damn, man! They just hit me up 3 times this year already. I got
Yeah,
hit 3 times in like 3.5 months.
yeah, they're gonna make sure that you know that you're the only one responsible for bringing that kid into the world.
You know
Even though,
what, man? It's all your fault, Kevin.
yeah, I know.
Hey,
God damn it, Kevin.
I'm gonna send a prayer out for you tonight, Dre. I'm gonna send a prayer. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's gonna work, but I'm gonna send a prayer out for you.
Now I wonder. Well, the good thing is, God damn, I only got one that's underage now, so maybe they can't really tax me on that one that much more.
Yeah, they'll find a way. Uh, well, let me see. Let me see if I can get this. Hold up. Well. See if I can get this trailer to play real quick.
But say, wait a minute. Like now, since you just made that comment right there, right? If you notice, what did I tell you months ago when this coronavirus crap kept coming up? Sorry for saying the word, but when I say, didn't I say that was the worst thing? Because you men and stuff are sitting here laughing now, but I said first thing they're gonna do is pass a bill taxing us even more. I said if they anytime they lose money, they find a way to tax us more, and that's why I was telling everybody. Oh shit! I said, imagine how many people gonna be put in jail next year for all this child support payment time that they have missed out on these years. So many people are in debt, like from child support, that ain't funny. And on top of that, you're gonna threaten them with jail time when everybody was out of work. And on top of that, now like the stimulus check go. If you were owed $500, you didn't get a check. Last time I checked, every male that I know pay more than $500 a month. So after 3 weeks of working, you ain't getting nothing.
Okay, well, okay, Gold Professor, thanks for the other super chat. Thanks for supporting the channel. We here. I am not going to tolerate this kind of behavior from you, sir. Yeah, man, but yeah, but you know, child support, the broke bitches. No, let me watch my use of the B word. You know,
Broke babbles. We'll call them babbles.
yeah. Broke babbles hustle. Anyway, I got the trailer pulled up, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show it real quick. I might show it again a couple times. These broadcasts are pretty lengthy, uh, but all right, let's go share the screen. All right,
I
all
was having
right.
a good day.
Let's see. All right, I'm started over.
Hey, quick, Kev, real quick. What's your cash app?
My cash app is hashtag $, capital K, lowercase e, lowercase v, BMBBH. That is Kevbmbbh. Capital K and lowercase. Everything else.
BBH.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put a comment and pin it real quick before I show this
All right,
trailer.
cool.
You
All
need to
right.
have it in your description too, so it's always at the bottom of the screen. In your like, you click that little button, and it'll show like all your things. It needs to be in there too. You need to put that in the YouTube algorithm.
Okay.
That's why I just looked at it right
Yeah,
there.
because when I was doing my shows, you keep it there. That way, like when it's at the bottom of the screen, that way they can always donate.
Oh, okay. All right.
Come on, Kev, man, you getting sloppy, man.
Yeah. Just hang on, audience. Just one moment while
You letting
I.
revenue go out the door, man. Come on, man.
Uh,
You know your baby mama want that money. She want to cut it at.
okay. Just one moment. Let me see. Uh. Hmm. Come on, kid. Thanks. Cash app. Blah blah blah. All right. Yeah. Pin message. Boom. There it is. Yeah, it's pinned. All right. Now let's do this. Okay, this is the trailer for the movie American Skin. This is the return of Nate Parker. All right.
You remember me?
How you doing tonight?
Doing well, officer.
Can I see your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please?
Of course. My license is right here, my wallet. Sorry, son. Remember the night in July? Hands up! Hey! Wait! Put the phone down! Put that phone! Sir, it's a phone! It's a cell phone! It's just a cell phone! You knew he was unarmed. Push the car and put your hands in the air! Austin, please, he's just a kid! You pointed your gun at him. Okay, get out of the car, son. Easy. You pulled the trigger. Put the phone away! Put the phone away!
Oh,
The grand jury determined that no probable cause exists to file any charges against Officer Randall.
This is my son. This is my little boy. You took that from me. The world took that from me. Today we make that right. Hear me when I say this, because I'm only going to say it once. Don't stop filming.
Just give up now.
Why are we the only people in this country that are expected to do things without violence?
oh, I'm like Hardwick in it.
You didn't kill your son. What you did. I did what I was trying to do. I just want justice. That's all I want. This is your jury, the deciders of your fate. Today, you will be tried for the murder of my son. You scared? Are you afraid?
Ooh. I want to see it.
All right. For those who watch Birth of a Nation and watch the style of how Nate Parker does movies, I don't think it's going to be too good for those cops. I don't. I think it's going to be a lot of bloodshed. All right, someone's here. All right, Rogish, what's going on?
Hey man, peace and good fortune, and y'all long live the habitual line steppers. You know what I'm saying? What's good?
I'm going to see that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd probably be one of them ones. I don't like to pay for movies. I ain't gonna lie. I watch them a lot of bootleg, but I hate to say, just because they're giving all the flack about it, I'm gonna make sure I pay to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Man, I just realized you had Demolition Man in your.
Oh yeah. So it's not just a picture. Remember what he said? I hate cops.
Exactly.
No. The best line from that movie is, "Ooh, 2 for the price of 1." I must have done something good in the previous life.
Exactly,
Don't know what that could have been.
Can't remember what it was. I think my favorite line from the movie was when he tried to kill Cocteau and he couldn't do it.
Oh
He
yeah,
said, that's what you remind me of.
Motherfucker, he's pissing me off.
Evil Mr. Rogers.
Like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
He said, no. He's best line was he's like, no, come on, Chris, where the goddamn guns? He's like, no, the part he's like, excuse me, sir, what's your boggle? He's like,
how much you
my
weigh?
boggle? He's like, how much do you weigh? Well, accordingly, I weigh. He threw him through the window.
Yo, he's my favorite villain, man. To me, that was the perfect rendition of a Black Joker. But they just
definitely. I ain't gonna lie. I if you see, I can probably recite damn near every line in that movie. That was my favorite movie. I still watch it to this day.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
I never missed it.
So much
Demolition Man.
Seashells.
He's like, what?
He
He said, no. He said, what? Fuckers are fast, don't you? You're a repeated violation. He's like,
Buggers are fast too.
All right, yeah.
He's like, come on, how? Where the goddamn guns?
Yeah, but that was a very good looking trailer though.
Definitely.
Yeah, but if they don't support this film, what's going to be their excuse this time? for not supporting the film. Because last time it was because it was a slave film. Birth of a Nation. It was a slave film. They didn't support it because of that. Black people want to laugh. Those are amongst a lot of the things that I heard, that we just don't want to see a film like that. We want to laugh. We want to be entertained.
I want to see it.
I haven't seen Birth of a Nation. I haven't seen that because I mean certain movies like that, set a nigga off. So I just decided just to avoid it altogether. I had my now ex-wife, gripping my leg in Black Panther whenever Killmonger parts came up.
The thing is about the movie Birth of a Nation, it does give you like kind of that a time to kill feeling. When he came from behind the curtain, like it was a couple scenes in that film that made you feel that way. At least there was that kind of bloodshed. You saw a couple of them. And they totally deserve it. They totally deserve it. That's why Hollywood doesn't push films like that. I'm not saying run out there, go see Birth of a Nation, or anything like that. But if you want to see some good killing, that's the movie for you. But historically, you know what happens at the end of it. Nat Turner, is caught and he turns himself in and he's executed.
He gives that excellent testimony. Like, have y'all ever actually read his testimony? It's amazing.
Yeah. I even seen that even with the houses, they trying to kind of shake things up to where they moved the actual house that I guess he was birthed in or he stayed in, where they moved the whole plantation to where certain little things that you can't find about what he did and where things were.
They make sure to cover they tracks when it comes to them taking a loss in history. They make sure to cover them tracks.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why they burned all the books back in the day. They ain't want to keep the knowledge within our community.
Yeah.
They burned the books, but even though the libraries, they have certain libraries that still have everything, all that stuff was in Norway where they have the seed bank.
Yeah. The thing is there's certain elements, like as a child, I always question their humanity based off of their appetite alone. And then you see the actions of the people, the cultural actions of the people throughout the years, throughout the planet, and then you start, okay, wait a minute, you have to look. They force you to look at them in a non-human light, as far as like, what the hell am I dealing with here? As far as with these people, because everybody got greed. You know what I'm saying? Every people got greed, but few cultures got greed to the point where they would consume themselves to the point of death. You know what I mean? It's just a total different appetite with them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got 19 watching and we got 22 likes. Yeah, that's a pretty good ratio. But if one of those likes isn't yours, go ahead, do me a favor. Press that like button. Let's get this broadcast in the algorithm. Let's get more eyes on it. So, this discussion is hard pressed to forgive black men. Ask Nate Parker and Michael Vick. The reason why I said Michael Vick, because I saw another article the other day where Michael Vick was, involved in his philanthropy and in his activism, and they started bringing it up again. The whole dog thing. People just they won't let it go. They just won't let it go.
They brought up about him, about his past, simply because he went into activism.
No. It was an event. I'll look for the article in just a moment. But they went at him again. They went at him again about it.
Yeah, go ahead, but they'll leave Harvey Weinstein alone, though.
Oh man, you don't hear shit about Weinstein, man.
Nope.
They treat that man like.
But there you go again to the you got to question the humanity. It's like, wait a minute, I know cats that did 15 years for robbery, assault with a weapon, whatever, they didn't kill nobody, but they'll give a child rapist like 5 years, 6 years. So like, what's the deal with the morality of these people? Like, why are these people in control of morality? How the hell the society going to go? And why do they worship dogs the way that they do? What is it about the dog?
Canis
What
lupus.
you
Canis
see it?
lupus.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. They won't do it.
Well, I've seen like think about it. Some of the people that's still in jail for like minor crimes, they did like think about it. Amber Geiger gonna get out in 2.5 years. But
Yeah,
there's some people who did more time, and the only thing they did, their part of the crime was say they sat out in the car and they got 20 years and they didn't know what was happening.
Mhm.
Now, you wait a minute, this dude didn't even know, but then you consider him accomplice that these people went in the store and robbed somebody he didn't know, and he got 20, and all he did was sit in the car, didn't know about the gun, nothing.
Dre, they just released a man from jail that stole $50 out of a cash register in what, the 1940s or something, 1950s. Stole $50. And then they had another guy who was wrongfully accused. He was wrongfully accused of murder, and they had all the evidence. They had a witness that came in and testified and said he was the one that did these things. They said, "No, we got our man. You can just go home." It was like, no matter what you say, we're not even listening to you.
Right.
This guy served 20 years in prison, and they gave him 1.2 million for serving 20 years. They say, pretty much 20 years, that's what is relevant. But then you have other people that serve more time than that, get like 5, 8, $10 million, and they get apology and the whole thing in the news media. We're sorry for putting this guy through this struggle.
Is
Come
the
on,
prisoner
man.
dude? Is he angry or is he like unfortunately like mentally broken? Like a lot of them cats be like it's like they
Yeah,
can't.
you can't come back to society the same. You always have that mentality. They have comedians that make jokes about it. Oh, you got a friend, you got a visitor in the day room. They still have that mentality coming out. They watching their back. They waking up at certain times. This is how you move. You've been in this light for how long? You don't
Right.
change, man. That stuff don't break. It's coded in you.
No,
Just
but
like they was
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
slavery.
the ones that get exonerated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like within this year, that's been I think I've followed about maybe 8 stories where the cast
Mhm.
done spend about 44 years at the most, you know what I'm saying, for something that they didn't do. And they're never angry when they get out of there. And it's like, how the hell you ain't angry? How the hell? I mean, I can understand how you ain't
Well,
angry if spirit broken or something, but nigga, I'll be
well,
ready. See, it's just like Kel said, the
I'll
time to
tell you this.
kill.
The fact is they are angry. They are angry, but the problem is this is the problem. They know when they get out that they're still treated like crap, and if they do anything wrong, they're going to end up back in jail. That like literally one of the things that I don't like, especially like when we talk about black men, is every time we're fucked, we're always supposed to be the bigger person.
Shit.
but you got to
But
look
but
at
if you
it.
notice, like if you notice, like those people who get ran through the system and then they find out later on, oh, be the bigger man, you should be. No, motherfucker, you should be mad.
But see, that's the
You got
thing.
every right. I mean, no offense. Like, say somebody accused of rape and they done went to jail and served all these years. Well, guess what? You should be allowed 5 minutes in the room with that person who put you in there. You'd be able to beat their ass at least once.
Mm.
I
See,
mean,
y'all look.
you at least be able to get a hit in or something. You know what I mean? You sitting there on a crime that you didn't do.
I
Can
don't
you
know.
imagine giving away 10 years of your life on somebody that said something and then they was just lying?
I'm getting out and I'm killing their whole family. Shit, what the hell you talking about? Everybody finna feel that. I had 10 years to work off on their family members. So let's see how many they got
But
the
see,
last 10 years.
you looking at it from the technicality point that this man done did all these years in prison, and he want to hurt this guy. When you do those type of years, man, you don't want to do nothing to nobody. All you want to do is get out and try to have some type of peace within your life,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the
They all talk
prison
about
sentence that you
positivity.
lived in there,
Yeah,
the life that you lived in there, you don't want to wish that upon nobody.
yeah.
That's what those guys have to face. I got family members that go through that, you know, and the ones that say they finna get out and the ones that talking about getting out and stuff, they said, man, when they get out, that jail talk is dead.
Yeah.
You done so much time to where, when I get out, I'm gonna be a better man. No, there is. It's only I'm gonna be a better man. It's no more jail talk. It's, man, I'm trying to get on the straight and narrow.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing that I don't like about it because it's fear driven. It's fear. It's fear driven because I'm talking with a lot of cats that got out, and it's like, look, there are certain elements within this society. Just because you abide by the so-called rules of the society doesn't make you, you know what I'm saying, a viable citizen. The thing is, they're trying to make themselves to a viable citizen that they, weren't able to before, I guess, or whatever. But the thing is, if the rules are already slanted against you, it's like they forget that little nuance about the reality. And tend to do the well, just stay positive, just stay positive, just stay positive. It's like, nah, there is a time for negativity, and that's one thing that Black people then got eroded out of them. So there's time for negativity to the point where you got feelings, then you got words, then you got friction, physical friction, removal, possible war. This is just simple shit. But Black people who have given away their humanity for so damn long don't even operate like that no more. And now everybody just try to mill the fuck about with some rules that set up, like, what I'm saying, metaphysical barbed wire and shit.
Hey, that's
Laws.
even like this whole thing with Michael Vick. Michael Vick will never leave this story. This will be with him for the rest of his life. Just like guys in prison, they done been through the trauma. They will never leave what happened to them. It's gonna carry for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And that's fact.
Let me give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example. Khalif Browder.
Yeah.
When he got out, it never left him, and
Man.
he ended his own life.
Well, I mean, you've been through so much shit, and I mean, you can only imagine that. I'm not gonna lie. I've been processed in and out of jail a lot from the child support because they make you go to county. I say I've been processed in and out at least 30 times.
Yeah.
So like having all those different little 5 days here, 10 days here, 30 days here, 20 days here, 20 days there. You know what I mean? You meet a lot of people. And I'm not going to lie, man. You see some people that you can just tell these people just broken.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell like some people, they ain't never, you know what I mean? Ain't never recovering. And I like I said, I've been locked up with a couple people who sat there like a year and a half on crimes they didn't do before they were finally let out. So we talking about the people who spend a lot of time. There's plenty of people who spend like under 2 years, and then their cases end up being dropped, like right under the 2-year mark.
Yeah.
I can name a couple of fellies that I had, and they were just pushed into, like, go ahead and sign a deal. We'll let you out like 14 more months from now. And it's like sometimes they just be like, because they don't tell you what's going on. You don't know. The worst thing is, I'll say like this: of being processed in and out is to not know when your court date is, or not know when that last day is. It's something about it's like when you don't know how long you're gonna be there, and you don't know when you ever got a chance of going home or whatever. When you don't have that date, that just does something to you. Like if say you know that date is 29 days from now. It gives you something to look forward to. But to be caught up in limbo, I think that's worse. That fucks you up more than anything. I remember plenty of times where I was in there and they wanted to fuck me. Everybody on the outside knew. They wouldn't tell none of my family members or nothing. But then it's like you wake up one day and then you're gone. I'm like, well, wait a minute, dude. I ain't had court. No, but this was your day. Well, wait a minute. I've been asking every day, when's my paperwork? Oh, what today it is. See what I mean? And it's like, there's plenty of times like that where you be like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes when I would have like 20 days, you feel like you might to die, man. And I even told myself, I said, man, how can these people do? If they told me 2 years, I'd probably just hang myself in the cell. Because it's just horrible, man.
Out here in Dallas, I got arrested. The first time actually the only time I got arrested, I was in there talking to some cats, and they said they had been in like, how long you been in? Like 5 years? Like 5 years, nigga. This is regular jail. What the hell you had 5 years for? Oh, well, they said my court date ain't came up. I'm like, what the fuck you mean they say your court then can't? So they're keeping people there, making money, maybe not as much money on prisons like they, but making money on the jails like that. So I mean,
they do. They keep the people there, and then a lot of times too. The best thing too is now some days you'll get out. You supposed to be released Monday. They may not release your ass to Thursday just to be a fucking asshole. I've seen them do it. Like you got gone to court that day, get released. So you come home, you got your paperwork. So people in jail see, and they don't come call you to be released till 2 days later. So it's like, man, they just put butts in the chair. Yeah, man.
Just so anybody listening, if y'all research me, understand some shit happened to me and I survive and I get out, I'm killing everybody involved. All right, so I'm not the one.
Kevin does not condone violence.
Oh no, this is just human defense. That's all it is.
All right, I'm just letting everybody know. Kevin does not control violence.
Yeah.
That was interference caused from an old cell phone interfering with the ad.
But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about an element of all of this. Let's read this headline that I have on the screen. And it reads: Michael Vick confesses to the disturbing reason he ran a dogfighting ring in Arthur Blank's new book.
Peckerwood wrote a book.
Now, you want to hear something funny? I could have sworn that in that whole case, Michael Vick was never there.
Wait, where's he from first? Where's he from?
Virginia.
He's from Virginia? All right. Because in the Midwest, we fight.
Yeah, he's from Virginia.
Yeah, we grew up fighting them motherfuckers. And the dog wasn't in the house living with you, nothing like that. Mother was out in the back. So you have some people that just, interact with dogs in a non-white way. You know what I mean? So they might not like that.
Yeah. Say Arthur Blank was deeply disappointed and betrayed. How dare you? How dare you fight them dogs while you was over here practicing?
But Kevin, I mean, I could have sworn that he was never there at that house.
He wasn't.
Right, because see, I heard the story as he was never there at that house, but he gave the dude the money who bought that house.
No, he was there.
Well, I lived in Georgia, and what happened was his boys, which the saddest thing is his fucking boys sold out. They should have took the damn fall and kept his name out of it because he would have taken care of them. But one of them clowns rolled on him, man, like rolling dice, and that's when it went down.
But see,
what triggered it? Yeah, okay, it was his cousin, but this is what triggered all of that because something happened at a game and some cracker was talking noise and Michael Vick threw the finger at that person. I think it might have been a white woman. Whatever it was, they were talking. They wasn't a football fan. That triggered that whole downfall because they thought Michael Vick was God of Georgia. He was like what Michael Irvin was to Dallas.
Well, he can't
Michael Vick was at the Georgia.
So you can't disrespect the mayor's wife or
the wrong person. It's like that. I've learned that, like even with my situation where you try to put the wrong person in check, and all of a sudden I get fired.
Yeah. I'd have been there, done that, but ain't no worse than having that motherfucking hole in the pit of your stomach, knowing you should put that Peckerwood in their pocket.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's it. But I mean, you know what it is. I mean, sometimes if a motherfucker you piss off the wrong person and they got people in the right places, I mean, you seen it happen.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, Kev, it was about that money because he just signed like $100 million contract, and it was like, how dare you, nigger? You throw the finger at me. You got to remember, Georgia is a plantation state. Georgia, plantation state. So it is what it is. Him coming from another plantation state, they didn't like the arrogance of the brother. And see, the brother was a white T-shirt and blue jean man. He really wasn't doing their commercials. Michael Vick was the kind of guy who drove a car and see a couple of guys playing in the hood, not a couple of guys, little boys playing in the hood. Michael Vick would get out, park his car, and go hang out with the little hood kids and talk to them. And he was doing this out of love, not from the media. So Michael Vick couldn't be controlled by that certain Boule clan or that white clan. that they got in Atlanta, Georgia. Michael Vick was a down to earth brother, man.
It ain't just
Man, where you at?
Georgia.
Man, you
It's
know it.
college
Just you
period.
right on point with this, man. Where you at, man?
Rashid, my number one enemy.
Oh,
How you
this is
doing?
Jerry. Oh, this goddamn Jerry. I knew
How
when you
you
said
how
this.
you doing,
What's
brother?
going on, brother? Man, what's going
How
on, man? Hey,
Not too much, man. Just listening to you guys from afar, and I kind of like always, touching base with you, brother. I kind of wish sometimes I was around you, brothers, because there's so much going on in the world that, again, you just can't talk about. You really just can't talk about it on the net. But to talk about this and that, Mike Vick was one of those brothers they couldn't control, y'all.
exactly.
He wasn't a Ray Lewis. He didn't show his teeth a lot. Michael Vick would hang out with us instead of hanging out with the bourgeoisie kind of Negroes, blue jean warm-ups, that kind of brother, hair braided. He's straight out of Allen Iverson's camp, because he admired Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was a bad dude coming out of Virginia, man. Matter of fact, he was better at football than he was at basketball.
That's his cousin. That's his cousin.
Yeah, and they don't like that. And you got to remember, man, those brothers and those brothers in Florida. Yo, man, them brothers in Florida got dropped off at the slave ship first. Them brothers got dropped off at the slave ship second in Virginia. They cousins. Like you said, they cousins, man. They family.
Well, then they shouldn't be surprised that he was, going to have some dog fighting then. So what they tried to give him for this again? What was it? They tried to give him like 10 years or something, but it went down to what?
2. I believe it was 2 years.
They gave him an absurd amount, because if you look at it in retrospect, right, niggas is out here getting shot on TV. Yeah. Niggas is out here getting shot and choked on the internet. Yep. And they wanted to give that nigga 10 years. How much did they give? How much time is on the books for the killer of George Floyd?
None.
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 Oh, Sterling, how much did his killer get?
None.
What about Breonna Taylor?
I mean, but the thing is, you're not really supposed to leave it up to the whole aspect of dealing with the system at that point, because the system look into it and, given all the measures that they say they're taking tax money for, so to be able to cover all the bases they need to cover. And in 2020, we can say this is way, way much the future compared to how it was in the 80s. They can cover quite a bit. And the fact they still get away with the oops, we're really still going to give it to them. It's like, wait a minute. Everybody got a camera now. You know what I'm saying? The police, right. The victim, the people with the fucking victim, camera on at the light stand, everything, right? Camera on motherfucking houses. They got every angle, but yet they still sit there with the, oops, we don't know what happened. So that means you're not looking at the system to cover that shit no more. But it's still got to be covered for the human soul.
There was a study done. They said that the average person walks by on a normal day of work. An average person walks by like 150 cameras.
Ain't that a bitch?
You walking by that probably by morning, lunchtime, depending on the city you're in. Realistically, if you just leave my neighborhood, you're gonna leave through probably at least 100. Your car is gonna be on footage through 150 cameras.
Right.
So most stuff, because everybody got that Bing shit or whatever.
Right.
Oh, no, probably right now it's 1,000. But I'm just saying, back then.
So you got to look at the dynamic. But they put this man under the bus for really doing some shit that's probably as old as apple pie. It's as American as apple pie. You have a whole breed of dogs right now, right? So I breed these dogs. They're American bullies. American bullies was really brought around. Motherfuckers don't like to talk about it. They was brought around because people was experimenting with dogs because they was doing pit bull fights. Right. So if you look at a pit bull, they'll put the pit bull in the ring. They started the American bully because the American bully was a little bit wider at the chest. They was doing little shit to try and experiment with these dogs. They was fighting with these fucking dogs. Now, I don't fight my dog. That's all being bred out of mine. So let me be on record to say that. But they've been fighting these dogs since way back when. You go to other countries, they have arenas where you fight dogs. They have arenas where you fight chickens. Now it's all of a sudden a fucking problem because there's niggas out here doing it.
So you go to Oklahoma, everybody find dogs out there.
Bro. I know
But
for a fact that it's some thing. It was a company that I used to work for, and they had cockfights. You know
thank
the
you.
cockfights. The whole thing. Even the crazy part was I went across a railroad track, and I seen a rooster killed on the side of the railroad track. And dude, like literally, I stay in Georgia. Doraville is pretty much. I'm just gonna be real. It's a lot of Mexicans over there. It was a damn rooster on the side of the railroad track in Doraville, right by the Pleasant Hill. If anybody knows Georgia and Pleasant Hill,
I do.
it was a
I know it.
rooster right there, bro, on the railroad track. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And the company I used to work for, we dealt in certain things, but we knew about this whole fighting things. The lady told me,
Yep,
I'm like, Shawty, like you shouldn't even be doing this. And she told
please.
me about all this stuff.
They do it in Texas. Texas and Oklahoma is still illegal. It's just off the books.
Yeah,
This shit's been going
Off the
forever. I
books.
grew up doing smokers. Smokers is when you doing not even amateur fights. You get in the ring with motherfuckers to fight, and it's gym to gym. And it'll
Right.
be a whole bunch of motherfuckers showing up, paying money to get in and watch you fight.
bro.
This ain't sanctioned. This is
Kimbo
motherfucking
Hey,
Slice.
really two kids going
I
Kimbo
at it.
Slice.
I did
Kimbo
this
Slice
shit
is
in
doing
high
it. Yep.
school, bruh. I like my class when I graduated. My class was the first class to start the school boxing. And when I graduated, we had that whole class. Dude, they bust the arena like 3 years later that these guys was getting money off this stuff. We did it as, a way to, what I'm saying, squash beef. Cause there was a lot of dudes that had beef with each other within our class. So it was like, hey man, y'all go ahead and put on the gloves. I beat this dude so bad. Cause I was just coming out of wrestling, so I beat the dude so bad. I had to tell my partner he was going against another guy. I was like, "Hey man, look like you tired. Do this and that." Cause we had to win all day because we was in sports. So it progressed to the football players. Then you had other track and everybody else. They wanted to box, and the one dude who was over all this, his dad taught him boxing. So he had the gloves. He had the little spot in the basement. Man, they bust the arena. Man, they had the police everywhere with these boys. Man, they had money all on the table. Everything, bro.
That's all
Like we
right.
was.
That's
Hey,
all right.
I was
hey,
like,
Just tell
man,
them to get their business. That's how
hey,
we get it, though. Shit. You know what I mean?
Decatur,
Out the mud,
Georgia, but
baby.
it was going
yeah.
down.
Hey,
There-
Rashid, you do know Rashid before Michael Vick got. That dog fighting been going on a long
Oh,
time in Georgia. Michael Vick
most
was
deaf.
just the face of that shit, man.
Most deaf. They had to throw somebody up under the bus.
And he
Of
was the
course
one
they
that
was
threw
gonna
up
put him.
under the bus.
His
He was.
cousin got caught up on a petty drug charge. He
I
was
want
That's
to.
what.
already
Okay.
facing time.
I want to
And
hear
when
what
he
that
Okay.
hit them, they
disturbing
hit him
reason.
with that.
Yeah.
They told him, they said, man, you got to give us something. They knew that boy. They knew that boy was gonna go ahead and snitch. They
So
was like,
so
So
man, you give us
so
something.
so if that was the
so
case, it said right here he confesses to a disturbing reason. What's the disturbing reason? What he found out that Vic is actually maniacal about the shit. What is
Bro,
kind of
they
brought
had,
the
disturbing?
bro,
whole
his
thing,
cut.
the whole thing with breeding dogs is it takes generations to get a dog to a certain point. So it's not like you have a dog and then the dog have another dog in 4 months. No, 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 no. You got to be the you. So it takes at least a year for a dog to be really just ready to breed, right? And then for a female, you got to wait past her first heat to her second heat. So this is generations of dog. This isn't no 1 year, 2 year shit. This is generations. This is a 5, 10,
Yep.
15 year business. So by the time he was in it, these dogs was already up and running. He may have facilitated some shit. He may have had some property where niggas, his cousins and relatives was out here doing some shit. But by far, this nigga was not the ringleader. This nigga wasn't the originator. This nigga wasn't the starter of the shit. This shit had been going for decades prior to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but
Yeah.
see, that goes back to the whole thing with Bill Cosby. When you don't want to play ball, we got people out here that got the whole, the infrastructure to take you down, and
Yeah.
that's how that
Yeah.
thing was.
I mean, well, you
When you
do
Hey,
don't
sign
want to
man.
play ball,
you
we
do
take
sign
you down.
contracts with them though. That's the
So
thing. You do sign contracts with them, and
Oh,
traditionally,
here it is. Here it is. I got it.
oh, son.
Okay. Let me highlight it real quick.
Go forward.
How's that baby doing, Donnie?
Oh, that little heathen is out of control. He over here. I walk in the
He
house.
said the
He
heathen.
doesn't know where the cookies at, right? So he come grabbing my pants. Come up, come, and he started pointing to the cookies. Nigga, what you want? You want some animal crackers?
Hey,
He,
when we go off air, man, show some pictures when we go off air, man.
Hey, Donnie, I got some twins. I got some twins. If you want, they about 9 years old, bro.
Nah, nigga, you can keep them niggas.
Man, these little niggas here. Hey,
they take this little nigga.
Hey, man, they done fucked me up for Christmas. Now, I'd rather hit a little young nigga all day than these, boy.
Hey, man, I want to hear this. Don, I want to hear this. Hear this, Kev. Tell us. Read it to us.
Go ahead, Kev.
That was the disturbing reason right there. I never thought I'd get caught.
That was it.
That was it.
So realistically,
this
is a man. This is not a foreign concept to him. This is a normal, everyday. Dogs is fighting. All right, what time? All right, well, I'll be over. This is a get up in the morning. You gonna eat some eggs and bacon for breakfast? Yeah, that's what that was to that man. And realistically, if you're in a certain environment, dogs fighting is not no strange situation. Now, again, my dogs don't fight. So in case motherfuckers try and go, my dogs don't fight. But again, certain people, this is not some weird, strange situation to them. People gang red dogs to fight. Dogs like fight. It just is what it is.
Look at how he worded the first line and leading into segue into Vic's comment.
Right. I never thought I'd get caught.
No.
I'll read it.
Why would he risk all fame and fortune for something so cruel and horrendous? So he already putting it in the mind of them. And then all he says to this people we're talking about cruel and horrendous. Oh, I never thought I'd get caught. It makes you look fucking heartless. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they have to throw shade because of raping and lynching. See, this what I don't get, man.
I won't even say that. White folks like to put these anthropomorphized animals out here as the forefront of creatures, right? So when you picture a bear is a nasty fucking creature that'll eat its young. It'll fuck you up. It'll climb a tree and eat up everything up in sight, right? When white folks picture a bear, what do they picture? Yogi.
That's so good.
Like third one say, man, you better get out of there. Like third one say, get out of there. Get out of there.
These animals are just that. They're animals. They're like, you can't look at them as more than a human being. Because if a black person was out bleeding on the pavement, well, he should have complied. But if it's a fucking dog, he didn't do
it. Hey, Donnie. They always show themselves in the good light. Remember that, man. I got to make a run, but I'm just letting y'all know they will always. They even do it now when they're getting a deer untangled or getting a bear untangled out of a fence. That's what they do to make themselves look good. But the gig is up, man. The gig is up, man. They don't look good. And they are that, as Thomas say, they are that right hand. They are that main hand of this power move, but they're losing too now. This shit is getting real in this world, y'all. It's getting real. And Kev, I wanted to say something because somebody elaborated on Mr. Cosby. So listen, I just found out the truth 2 weeks ago. What happened was that Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC and CBS. He came to those.
No, we're not gonna do that today.
Okay, cool. But it's money.
Can I try
That's a flag, right? That's a flag.
We're not gonna do that today.
It's money, though. All I'm saying, it's money, y'all. It's about money and oil, and that's what happened.
But this is what I will say. My grandfather told me early on, the anthropomorphized animal was a real quick conversation white people are really quick to have while they will have a nigga in chains. And my grandfather said this shit early on. My grandfather's an old ass black man. Well, he was an old ass black man from Atlanta, right? And he said, if the Easter Bunny come in my motherfucking backyard, we're gonna have some rabbits around this bitch. He said this around white people and white people gas.
Hey, good old rabbit foot, boy.
I have a
had some of
question
that
for
rabbit stew.
Yeah, rabbit stew good.
I have a question for the room before I go. What is the white man's God? Is right in front of you. Just spell the words backwards.
Appetite.
I
Oh,
talk to y'all. DOG. Dog.
It's a Korean appetizer.
You right.
Hey man, hey, that's
Y'all
cat, man.
laughing. He's telling the
You
truth.
saying the wrong thing.
He
That's cat.
he is
That's cat.
telling.
You saying the wrong
Sorry,
thing. That's cat.
I'm gonna say a Cambodian appetizer because I've had dog curry. So I'm gonna sit back and dog
He
curry.
say he telling the truth.
I had some
They
dog in
eat
Thailand.
dog.
It was pretty good.
They eat dog. They eat telling the truth. They eat dog.
they
Genghis
love it.
Khan did it. Yep.
Seen the dog in the window like, nigga, I'm hot. They didn't cook the whole dog off. You wouldn't know no fur, nothing. They told me it was like, yeah, you eating dog, mate. Nigga, what? Yeah, all right, yeah,
Yep.
I'm not eating no dog. No, you eating dog. And I'm like, yeah, all right, this is some pork. All right, y'all motherfuckers think y'all slick. And we walked out and I looked in the window and I was like, that's a real fucking dog. Oh,
Yep. Y'all laughing and shit. Y'all laugh. You don't never see no dead animals. I mean, you don't never see no animals around Asian restaurant. You know why? They cooking that shit.
You want to hear something funny? I always to get people. I said, I'm just gonna tell you like this. I said, when have you seen a delivery truck at a Chinese restaurant? Think about
Wow.
all of your life. Have you ever seen a delivery truck at a
Nope.
Chinese restaurant?
Not really.
And I told somebody that, and it was like, you know what, Andre? Fuck
You're
you.
right. Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck y'all up, right? So
I
in
mean, think
Philly,
about it. When
y'all
you
know
can
I
make a
live in Philly,
statement,
right?
when so many
So
people can sit up here and say, I've never seen a delivery truck there.
So this fucked me up. So I lived in Philly and driving through Philadelphia. This place is probably on like 5th Street and shit, it was like 5th Street or something, right? So it was like it was an Asian right, and it was like poultry. So they opened the door and I looked inside. And there was a motherfucker who was coming outside to smoke a cigarette, and I just seen cages of pictures. And I was like, you know what? I can't eat no more Chinese food.
Hey, you know they busted a spot in Atlanta, what a famous restaurant. Man, they was serving cat, dog, and they had a hawk. I'm talking about a hawk, and there was some other birds they had in there just on froze.
Okay, so check
Same
it out.
This
thing.
was a
Check
big
it out.
spot.
They not feeding that shit to their own people. Them motherfuckers be in the hood. So niggas just eat the
Exactly.
hawk now.
Tommy, eat this bitch. I said, yeah,
I mean,
literally, like
you cut a breast off the bird, and then you deep fry it. How the fuck you gonna tell?
It tastes like chicken.
No, but not even the fact
like
that
chicken.
a lot of people don't know. Back in the day, they were the first ones. Like they would take the horse meat, like horses that died, and be like if you ever notice how sometimes you get them big ass ribs. You be like, how these damn ribs is big? Them horse ribs.
Hey,
That's
baby,
another show, though,
tenderize it. Tenderize it, baby.
That's another show there, Kev. They say that's what they put in the stores, ground beef. They put in the horse meat. That's what they say. The ground beef, cow meat, horse meat. So we really don't know what they're feeding. We really
Okay,
don't.
but hold up. Is horse meat bad for you though? Is it bad
Horse
for you?
meat is delicious. It's
We don't
delicious
know.
as fuck.
Yeah, I say, is it bad for you? What's wrong with eating a horse? Shit.
I don't know.
It ain't bad for you. It ain't bad.
Nigga.
But you know, it's just not that they told you what it is. That's all.
Well, I mean, you know, these motherfuckers be lying. Like, okay, if you ever, I think they put a lot of humans in the shit too. Because if you ever took like, you know, medical class or whatever, and you got a cadaver in front of you, when they pull them motherfuckers out of the refrigerator, and you know, you got skin patches, that the flesh of a human, that shit actually looks like, you know, some chicken flesh that been sitting in that motherfucker for. You know, the way that the muscles separate and shit, it's like, whoa. So the whole aspect of flesh is possibly actually flesh. Because if you ever took a turkey,
they call human beings the long pig, right? So they'd be like, yeah, you want the long pig. And they say it tastes like, it smells like when it's burning. What?
Yeah. Yeah, so in that regard, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I've been thinking about stop eating meat because it's like, all right, what if you is eating some fucking reincarnated people? Because if you ever took a turkey, cook a turkey, and you held that motherfucker up, it's like you holding up a, you know what I'm saying, a person without a head or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Just the armpit
That's
in the
why
same
you eat
place, the
That
seafood.
knee
motherfucker.
and shit.
That's why you eat seafood.
That motherfucker said
Pescatarian, right?
that man said bison is good. 90% ground turkey or beef.
Bison is
Yeah,
dope.
Do I eat
bison
bison?
Psycho
good.
Crusher.
Eat bison. We go give it to him.
Hey,
Bison is delicious, and
Ted,
if you can go out and go do it, you should go get venison. I'm actually applying for a tag. Apparently, where I live at, you can go hunt with an AR-15, which I think is hilarious. Uh,
Really went hot for them shits.
yeah, but like I'm currently looking for a deep freezer because we're going to go hunt. It's three of us, so it's myself, my brother, and my cousin. We're each getting a tag. We're going to go hunt. We're going to go hunt a
hey,
motherfucking elk up in this bitch. We're gonna tear that motherfucker down.
Oh
Go to
shit.
the. I'm gonna eat meat for a whole year off of what I killed.
That's right.
dude,
That's
I
right.
ended up having my hunter's license. I was like, I think it was like 17 years old. I filled out this little paperwork online. I got my little hunter's license card when I was 17. And my brother, he 2 years older than me. He was like, damn, what the fuck? Like, what is this? And I was like, I'm just fucking around on the internet, and they gave it to me. And he was like, man, what the hell? I ain't do nothing with it. I had it for about like a year, and then I lost it. But my whole thing was, I'm like, I'm just bullshitting around on the internet, trying to see can I get certain license to, guns and everything else. I'm like, fuck it.
They say go to Oregon, and if you get the Oregon like gun license, like you can take it everywhere within, send the 50 states.
Well, no,
Nah, what?
different licenses do everything else. So Vegas will get you everything. So where I live at, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. So I've recently purchased two pistols I'm looking for an assault rifle currently. We have what's called uh, a guns list trader, gun broker, all kind of things. So basically, the way our state works is if you can pretty much go on a Craigslist type site for pistols. Um, and you can type in the type of caliber you want. You can say, "Hey, listen, you selling it for $900? This is what I want to pay for it. Meet me at the Circle K on Fifth Street." You go to the Circle K on Fifth Street. He shows you the gun. You check it out. You do an exchange. He's supposed to check your paperwork to say that you're an American citizen of the state, and then you pass it on. Keep it rolling. I bought two pistols this way. I bought two 45s. Currently, I'm looking for an AR-15.
All right.
Where do you say it?
Well, what about a registration? how do I
What
check
about what?
the
What do you
registration?
say it?
Probably got to show you wasn't supposed to say, cuz. Hold on.
Hey,
So
it's
so you
it's a
don't need
white dude told me that same thing, man. I
you,
was on a.
yeah, you don't need
Go
registration.
ahead, go ahead.
So what I do with my gun is my business in this state. We have the loosest gun laws, period, point blank.
Oh,
A close second would be Texas and Nevada.
I already know you out
Nevada's a
west.
little bit tougher because if me and you get into a situation and I shoot you in the legs, I could be penalized for that. I'm supposed to shoot you in the head. Here, if I shoot you and try to kill you, that's just is what it is. Texas is the second one. And then I believe it is Florida and then Georgia. And then it kind of falls after that.
yeah.
I'm in Georgia.
Yeah, so
Hey, it's
Georgia is wild as
Kind of
shit.
high with that, like with the whole like
hey,
open carry thing. They don't let niggas open carry out here, so that's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh
man,
yeah, no. So
it's a white dude. I met this white dude gave me a site to where I can go and buy guns. He said they don't check shit. All you gotta do is just be willing to trade. See
yeah,
what these dudes is, they trade guns all day. And like say like I want me an AR. I want to see how the AR shoots.
How the fuck is this shit
I
legal,
hit the dude up,
cuz?
bruh.
You're in Georgia,
This
right?
shit is wilding over here. When
Yeah,
he with the, when,
Georgia's tough as fuck. So my homeboy, are you in Atlanta? My homeboy is actually selling an AR right now, so I can link you if you want to try and get with that one.
nah, cause see, I already got one. I got that
Okay.
shot. I got 2 handguns. I got a couple of. I'm finna give me one more AR. I got 2 ARs. I'm gonna give you one more, and then I got to load up. Give me a couple of. I think
So I
1 or
can't
2 more
own nothing
handguns.
like that, man. I got 2 handguns, but if I own like AR, to me that shit, brings the feel of war. So it's like if I got one of them motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, and
But
shit
see,
is
that's the
popping
whole
off how
thing.
it is now. It's like, okay, so I don't know if any of y'all been to the military, but they say that, to handle threats, be it, domestic or foreign domestic, right? Well, you always handling the foreign threat. But when you start seeing motherfuckers do foreign threatening things over here to your people, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is obviously a domestic type of situation. Nobody gives you the call to go domestic, you know what I'm saying, freedom fighter like that. So if I got a
Dude,
motherfucking weapon of war, which is an M16, and you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers just wanting it, they begging for it, whatever. It's like, all right, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be on your mind. But with a handgun, yeah, just like you got a little scabbard or some shit, but you know what I'm
It,
saying?
it 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 really is a paranoia factor. That's just what it is. Like, so I have an MMP 45. I like my MMP 45 because if I drop it in dirt, whatever happens, that motherfucker's gonna fire off. I trust that, right? I ended up getting a Robin Egg Blue 45 1911, and I got it off of just really off of a lark or a humbug, and my girl could fire it, and I was like, "Oh, you can handle this, bitch? That's your gun."
Yeah.
hey,
So right now I'm running around looking for a nice little AR that we can use to go hunting with, because I just think it's a novel fucking idea, and to have at the house in case a motherfucker try to pop up on us. Now I don't expect ninjas to pop up on us. I learned martial arts. I don't expect ninjas to come up and pop up on me, but it's nice to have just in case a nigga try you.
No,
bruh.
as much grass as you done watered, okay?
Them motherfuckers. Chuck fucking Norris, goddamn, just
No, he
Hey,
needed for because
like
all
the
them
old
days that he done water grass in
like the
certain
old
areas.
saying is, it's better
Fuck
to
you,
get caught
Judge.
with it than to get caught without it. That's the simple
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's
Better
You know
true.
get
what I'm
caught with
getting
it
at,
than to
right,
get
Donnie?
caught without it.
That's
You
just
know what
what
I'm
it
getting
is.
at, right, Donnie?
I know exactly what you get, and you can fuck you, nigga.
Cause
You
cause
need
the, cause the
he
shit I got
carried
now.
that when he
Hey,
watered grass.
Well,
look,
you know what? I watered grass because I knew I could. That's good.
my
You
thing
was looking
is
out
when
for
it
the
come down
environment.
to
You was trying to reduce the carbon footprint, right?
hey, when it come down to it, hey, you don't know how many times I done sit in my house and I be like, I wish a motherfucker would. Hey,
Yeah,
I just like
ultimately,
I seen this post they had when the guys say, say you hear something downstairs and you upstairs and they had a guy from the office start smiling. That be me, boy. Let me hear a motherfucker coming around the corner.
no,
I hear a
like,
goddamn
like
kick at the
it's
door.
hilarious. So I have a
Boy,
pit bull. My pit bull is 130 pounds right now, right? He's only a year
yeah.
old a couple of days ago.
Nice.
So uh motherfuckers come to the door and like the Amazon delivery drivers, they knock on the door and I've seen it. I've been sitting in the room and watched them come through because I have like the tent on the side to where it shows on one side and don't show on the other side. So they come up to like drop the packages off. My dog's like, "Hurr, hurr, hurr," and the motherfucker drop the shit off, take off.
See, you a terrorist. That's what you is. You a
I,
motherfucking terrorist.
I, I can't help but fucking laugh when I be like, yo,
all right. Shout out to Alan. He said, "What's good, Kev? Sorry. Listen up, guys. I can hear myself because somebody's computer's turned up. Okay, who was that? Dre? Okay, cool.
Shut up, nigga.
All right. Yeah,
Right, shut up.
yeah. Alan, welcome. Also, Primetime VA, welcome. Also, PHB, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. The subject matter for tonight, the topic is hard pressed to forgive black men. Ask Nate Parker and Michael Vick. Yeah.
Why are they? What did Nate Parker do? Oh, okay, never mind. You know what I'm thinking. Nate Robinson. Go ahead.
He ain't do nothing. He ain't
Nate
do
Robinson.
nothing. That's what he
Robinson.
did.
Nate Robinson let himself down. That's what Nate Robinson did.
Well, yeah, no, Nate Robinson should have never took that fight. So that Nate Robinson was set up, and any other black celebrity take that fight was set up.
Yeah, he don't realize, like plain and simple, if a person is just an amateur, and they say if they got through two years of training, and you just a street fighter, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna beat you.
Every time.
They got 2 years of training.
Unless you Zangief or Ryu.
But you understand what I'm saying. Not in a street fight, the skill, and if they've got 2 years, like professionally trained for 2 years, and you're a street fighter, you're a fool to take that fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the training is what's more important.
I believe me because that's what I did. I fought.
It was all ego anyway.
So I spent morning to night being in that motherfucking gym, and then when I had a regular job, I got there in the morning. I went to my regular job and got there afternoon, and then went home to sleep to do it all over again. So I still was spending 8 hours in the gym in addition to manual labor doing the fuck I was doing, right? So this was my life. This was blood, sweat, and tears. You have a motherfucker who's a YouTuber who on the slick went in and was like, hey, listen, can y'all train me? And went and got with some professional trainers on some 9-to-5 type shit, right? Mm-hmm. Does this shit on some 9-to-5 type shit. And then you have Nate Robinson, goofy ass, who was like, well, I'm an athlete. I can do this. I can do that. And then you see him get out there and get
try to tackle the motherfucker. I thought you were a basketball player.
That shit should have never happened. Whoever the commission was who okayed that shit should really be put up to question because
they should have stopped that damn fight. I watched that whole fight. I didn't believe how many times he got knocked down.
He tried to bum.
They should have stopped that fight. He was beating in with his head too.
That's like, what you do when someone bum rush you though. You sidestep, boom. I mean, dude,
I'll tell you this.
It was just textbook with homie what the Pilgrim was doing.
Jake Paul got in the ring with me my last year fighting out of the shit. It wouldn't even have been a conversation. Yeah. But because he picked this fight, he picked what this was, it's something exciting to see. So he's going to do it again. They're going to put somebody else in the ring who's going to fight with him for 6 months. Realistically, if anybody gets in the ring with this man, you could beat him in 6 months. You just got to dedicate your time, effort, and energy because he's not even a great fighter. He's not a great boxer.
But he just had more experience in the ring. And the fact is, the problem is this: the experience and the training was that he just sat back. Nate kept rushing in. Dude used just standard. He didn't take nobody to be a 5-year veteran. He used standard, typical meal boxing skills and just beat the shit out of him.
Right.
That was like, it wasn't like Jake was that good, but the fact is, it's like saying you've been working at this job for 8 months. And you try to go up against somebody, a new guy come in, been working here 2 weeks, and he think that he can outperform you.
I'm 33. I guarantee you I can get in the ring with Jake in whatever way he want to get in, and I'll beat the shit out of him with 6 months training.
Yeah, dedicated. Yeah.
Bet he wouldn't take that fight. Now his brother's sitting up here talking about I'm gonna fight Floyd Mayweather. Now this nigga know he can get his ass whooped. It's common, but it's payday. So why would you take that?
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I would actually pay to see that fight.
Definitely.
Jake versus Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather beat the shit out of his ass.
I'm not paying to see that fight. The best fight Floyd Mayweather had in the recent years, that was an exception, right? An exception to the rule was Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor actually had some boxing ability. He hit some angles in that motherfucker. That was an exciting fight. Nobody ever talks about the Rising fight where he fought the kickboxer who he stood in front of and beat the shit out of for 3-4 rounds. You don't even hear about that fight. So
what fight? Who was this?
So basically, Floyd Mayweather, he retired after Conor McGregor, right? "Quote unquote" retired. He fought a kickboxer from, I believe the promotion is Ryerson. He fought him in boxing. That was his 50th fight. Jake Paul will be his 51st. So technically, Floyd Mayweather is cheating on his record to be the greatest undefeated fighter that there ever was, because he'll have probably 55, 56 fights when he's done, because he's fighting bum ass niggas who ain't about shit. But realistically, he's beating boxing. But at the end of the day, he's getting his paycheck and he's rolling on. So who the fuck cares? But that nigga's getting $1 million payday.
I mean, if you could keep it going, maintain your good sense, and I mean, you know what I'm saying, keep your staple going in the world, why not? You know, you gotta understand, he been funding his own self, you know, since he was young. He actually, you know what I'm saying, paid for his skills to be you know what I'm saying, indented within his person. So
the only reason I acknowledge him is because he beat up motherfucking legends. Like, and they say he beat up legitimate legends. Like, he beat up fucking I can't think of the dude, but he was the king of boxing at this point. He was I want to say Winky, but shit. I'll get back to you on that name.
I want to know the guy you say that beat Floyd Mayweather's ass. You said that he's
Sweet Pea Whitaker. He was beating the shit out of Sweet Pea Whitaker. And if anybody knows about boxing, Sweet Pea Whitaker was a motherfucking monster. That was a nigga.
Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
Sweet Pea Whitaker, nigga, you couldn't hit that nigga for nothing. He beat the shit out of that nigga in the gym.
Never could get into boxing because you can't use your legs other than, you know what I'm saying, generating power, approaching, retreating. So you can't strike with them though. I like shit where you can strike with everything.
Well, you know what? Boxing is a different dynamic because it's a little bit. I don't want to say it's lazier, but it's a technical sport. When you can throw kicks and when you can throw teeps and everything else, that changes the dynamic of the game. You can change the pace. You can change everything. Yeah. So I will say that with boxing, it is a art form more so than anything else, because I've done boxing, I've done Muay Thai, I've done regular kickboxing, I've done point karate, I've done MMA. I will say that boxing is the funnest out of all of them because it's most gratifying.
Right. It's almost as like chess in an aspect of combat.
No. I'm gonna have to watch that P. Whitaker fight. You said Mayweather versus P. Whitaker, huh?
So they never actually fought. They was in the gym and they was fucking around in the gym. But there's plenty of videos you can catch back. You can probably catch Roger Mayweather. You can do a lot of shit where they just in the gym fucking off, and he beat the shit out of Pernell Whitaker. You like, oh shit, all right. But this is all like just watching boxing back in the day. Like this is the dynamic. This is the shit that I know from just being in the fight world and being in camps with people. Like I knew Brock Lesnar was getting beat the fuck up in training camp, and then he was still going out and taking UFC title. But he was getting hit by what was the dude's name? Eric Prindle. Eric Prindle was beating the shit out of him because Eric Prindle was a 6'5" gorilla who couldn't qualify on the drug testing part of UFC.
What aspect did he fail? What recreation, or are we talking enhanced?
Which aspect did he fail? No, he was enhancement. Yeah, he was on testosterone, but he was beating the shit out of Brock Lesnar on a hand level. Brock Lesnar was a phenomenal wrestler, but Eric Prindle just was beating the shit out of him. So when you saw Brock Lesnar fight Shane Carwin hit him, and he hit him harder than Eric Prindle hit him.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, Brock, big guy, but it was like if you had any kind of technique about you, yeah,
You got to think Brock Lesnar was a 6'4", 280-pound dude who cut weight to get to 265. So he was a gorilla from every standard that you could really think of.
yeah,
And if you had somebody who was at least in the same bracket with him that was hitting hard, he didn't know what to do with you. Brock Lesnar wasn't like a punk in any sense of the word. He was a collegiate wrestler that was just destroying people. So you grapple with him, he take you down, he destroyed you. It was a wrap for you. But then you punched him in the face. Then what?
Right.
Shit, I don't know what to do. Who in the UFC prior to Shane Carwin, whose hands was the size of a whole football, was punching him in that hard?
yeah. He was. Yeah, I remember watching that fight. I was in Texas, and it was inside of a bar that was kind of equivalent to Hooters, and that place was packed from left to right. Yeah, and Brock pretty much. Yeah, Shane Carvin was tapping him. Brock was dancing around that ring for a little while.
So
Yeah, that embarrassed that man. That man had to take that punch to the face and go, I'm not what I told you I was.
And to make it so bad, they was like Brock really did not, get along with he didn't have the camaraderie with the other UFC fighters like that.
No, because he was he was a novelty. Realistically, a lot of this is crazy, right? A lot of the WWE fighters, if there had been a WWE or a UFC in their heyday, they would have came in and dominated. There's no reason a Kurt Angle would not have been a competitor.
Oh my God! Yeah, Kurt Angle would have beat like Kurt Angle was wrestling. Like he won that gold medal on a broken neck. Like
there's no reason a Bret the Hitman Hart would not have been a competitor. There's no reason a lot of the traditional realistic wrestlers would not have been a competitor. Now there were some phenomenal like actors who wrestled and did everything else that were great that could not have translated, but you had certain people like Bret the Hitman Hart. His father was
the
a
whole Hart family.
Oh yeah, Stu Hart's dungeon. Yeah.
So the Hart Foundation, their whole standard of grappling was legitimized grappling. They did cash can wrestling. That was my style of grappling. That shit is real. Like if all he had to do was do one little move, and that shit, his sharpshooter would have fucked you up. It's a real move. The Boston Crab is a real move. The what is the chicken wing? What is that move? A lot of pro wrestling moves are real moves. It's a slight maneuver to the angle, and it's a real fucking move.
That's what a lot of people don't understand about wrestling. It's the most athletic thing that you'll ever endure. It's the most athletic thing that you'll ever witness, because the level of control that they have to have, not to hurt one another, but to also sell the shot and sell the move.
It's a quite different dynamic. There's so many. I used to take pride in. So if you put me in a full guard, I knew how to get you into a Boston Crab and actually tap you, and you'd be mad at me. Like there's so many different movements, because people always want to give so much credit to jiu-jitsu. But if you look at a lot of jiu-jitsu is built on catch and wrestling. They just don't want to admit it. So you have the key lock, right? Yeah. Or Sakuraba lock, or the different things. These all come from catch can. 2-on-1, that's from catch. Excuse me, catch can. All of that translated over. That was shit that they learned only different. There's a whole dynamic to it, but people don't want to respect it. So when UFC first came out, jiu-jitsu blew everybody's mind because people didn't know scholastic wrestling was key, right? So everybody did scholastic wrestling, and then when people were like, "Well, let's put this old school to it," shit changed.
Okay. All right, y'all. Yeah, we're an hour and a half in. So shoot, well, I'll break it down to like open discussion right now. We could just do about anything at this point. We can make it good.
Okay. Well, y'all check out my latest video. It's talking about these niggas on the panels. I feel like a lot of niggas. Sorry. I feel like a lot of niggas on the panels are being overly emotional and being overly effeminate. This is my little rant series. So if you see a 2-3 minute video, this is what it is. It's not meant to be long. This is me just kind of getting off my chest because I see the shit and it's annoying.
Yeah.
All right, and that is Donnie's channel. You ain't shit for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the chat, so y'all can go check him out and go ahead and give him your sub. Let's see if I can find it.
No, Alan, a lot of the motherfuckers on PEDs. A lot of the motherfuckers on PEDs. Not because what they had to do was just so overly tasking PEDs. Testosterone helps you heal better, and them motherfuckers on the road, 340 days a year, going back to back, throwing people, doing everything. PEDs, testosterone just helps you heal faster. So they were doing that shit to help them heal faster. They weren't on the track of what a lot of the UFC started doing, 8-9 years ago when the decline happened, because they were trying to keep up. They were trying to do it because their bodies just couldn't take it. They weren't actually killing people. They were trying to keep up. They were killing themselves every night.
Right.
And they would go to another city and do it again, and then another city and do it again.
But the thing is, testosterone is natural. They don't have to make anything synthetic for the song, because the whole thing is they go out against synthetics, right?
Well, there's like 5 or 6 types. I'm learning all of. My homeboy does it, Shaka. I try to get him on the show. Shaka does testosterone because he has a actual condition with low T, so he does it. So I'm listening to him talk about it. So this testosterone is actually a necessary key for your body at a certain point, right? And it helps you to recover. So these motherfuckers are taking this and they're getting big as yoked as fuck, and they're using this in the gym. So they're abusing it to make their bodies look ripped and monstrous and everything else. That's what professional bodybuilders are doing and everything else. The pro wrestlers, there's no legitimate benefit because everything's scripted.
Mm-hmm.
So the benefit is to keep them alive, realistically.
Yeah, because I mean, like, imagine like if a football player had to play that hard, I would say 250 days a year instead of one season. Wrestlers have to do it for 300 days a year, and some of them,
if not more.
Yeah, if not more. And some of them have to wrestle through minor injuries.
Okay, so if that's the case, it should be permitted as an essentiality then, as opposed to a drug.
It is. It actually is right now. At the point we're at right now, there's across America, you can go in and go to multiple various clinics and go get yourself prescribed testosterone. And that's what changed UFC back in the day. So UFC back in the day, everybody was going in and was like, I'm 32 and I have low testosterone. They was like, yeah, here you go. Here's a doctor's note. And they would come in and whooping ass, right? Punch people in the face. You're like, how the fuck is this 35-year-old killing the 23-year-olds? This doesn't make sense, because he was on testosterone replacement. Chael Sonnen, testosterone replacement. He was destroying dudes. He was like, how the fuck is Chael Sonnen in the ring with these dudes and he's killing people? He's older. He's got the wisdom of an older fighter, so he can kill everybody. He just can't keep up, right? Now you give him testosterone, he's destroying everybody. He's teaching. He can talk to you while he's whooping your ass. I've had that. You don't know how demoralizing it is to be in there and be grappling with somebody, and they whoop your ass and talk to you about the history of grappling while they whoop your ass.
That's the level of a master right there. That's the level of a master.
I'm like, holy fuck, yo. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, how are you doing? He's like, oh, yeah, testosterone. My testosterone's at 1100. Huh? What the fuck? The average testosterone of a person is really between 600 and 800, right? He's at 1100 at 34, 35 years old, with my 26-year-old ass. There's nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing I can do. And then USADA stepped in. USADA came in and fucked all that up. So if you look at the rankings of UFC and really the downfall of John Jones, what you gonna say? John Jones? Oh yeah, no, we caught John Jones. He did cocaine 4 months before the fight. Nigga, what? What?
So what?
So they're catching everybody. So when that came in, that destroyed the rankings of the UFC. It had to be a natural fighter, and it changed everybody's dynamic. That's how you see Michael Bisping come in and start dominating. Michael Bisping before USADA wasn't even a top 10 fighter. He was at if he was top 9. He was 9 or 10. He wasn't really a monster, right? USADA came in, wiped everybody the fuck out. Michael Bisping wins the championship, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I did what I needed to do."
Yeah. If you would permit certain substances to pass, what would it be?
None
whatsoever.
None. If you have to have substances, you have to have it acknowledged. If you have it acknowledged, then you have to have a special division where it's acknowledged. So I would do a UFC legend, where you could have some people 35, 33, 34 plus come in and they fight. And yeah, okay, you're on testosterone, so is he. Cool. But otherwise, you really have a chemical advantage that you're killing people. That's not like I wouldn't want to be hit in the face by a 35-year-old man who knows how to throw a punch. Like legitimately knows. Okay, so prime example: give Mike Tyson testosterone. Would you get in the ring? No.
Touche.
Cool. No, sir. No, sir. No.
Touche.
Yeah, I put a link in the chat. That's Donnie's channel. You Ain't Shit for Watching. Go check him out. Those little rant videos, they're pretty good. And hopefully he'll give us another one pretty soon. Tell the truth, man. That's what you got to do. I mean, you're a black man, so you ain't shit for it. And you ain't shit
for watching.
Yeah. Yeah, what do y'all think of this guy? Anderson the Spider Silva.
A legend. Again, another person that gets caught taking PEDs.
Yeah. A legend. Like, he did anything he wanted to in that ring, man. He did.
So
like, he embarrassed a lot of folks.
Early on, he had a full understanding of martial arts and the dynamic of the martial arts. So he was embarrassing people. Where he kind of fell apart was the PEDs. He broke his leg. He tried to get back up and came forward. I understand his uses of PEDs to try and get back on the horse, but he got caught. That's just where it is.
What does PED stand for once more?
Say what?
What's PED stand for once more?
Performance enhancing drugs. So typically testosterone is going to be the basis of steroids, and then you're going to go into the Trenbolone, Winstrol, clenbuterol, etc.
Yeah, but see, I wish I could show Anderson Silva highlights here. I mean, if I could have put a video together, I probably would have. But yeah,
for the sake of entertainment, they should let them do something. Because think about it, you put in your body so much.
That's why I say they should have a legend series. They should have it all in Brazil, because if Brazil will allow that shit, you don't have to go through the commission like normal. Let the legend series go. And it would be interesting to watch. I would love to see Anderson Silva versus a James Toney, because he'll stand up and bang with James Toney. James Toney is a monstrous motherfucker. That man had. You ever seen that Nick Cage movie Next?
I think so. Yeah.
So in the Nick Cage movie Next, Nick Cage had this this sixth sense or like the supernatural ability where he can see 3 seconds into the future.
Yeah.
Unless he has some vagina next to him, and then he can see further. But like typically, he can see a couple seconds into the future. This was James Toney. James Toney would get in the ring with a big pot belly and be like, "All right, you gonna fight? All right, cool." And the motherfucker would throw a punch, and he would duck back and hit you with a counter. Know where your head was gonna be, clock, and you would just go. Oh. I would love to see a James Toney versus him. If they put James Toney in the ring with a wrestler, and James Toney got caught with the shoestring tackle, and that was the end of James Toney. He never came back. But that would have been a phenomenal fight series that had stood up and bang.
Yeah. I have to shout out to Sheed. Thanks for the cash app. Appreciate it, brother. Okay, the subject matter was, hard pressed to forgive black men, as Michael Vick and Nate Parker, but we're pretty much in the open part where we're just kind of shoot shit a little bit, just and while I'm talking, I'll use this time to announce tomorrow night's show, where I'm going to use a clip from the Roger Report Live. Had a Caucasian female show up, a very young one show up, and she said the reason why she showed up was to, see what black men want, basically. So I named the broadcast, I quoted it, "Where the white women at?" Just it's kind of a subtle dig. I guess it's a subtle, like a little subtle warning to sisters that that white women are studying what brothers want, and
Wow.
just make. And I mean, we hopefully Roger likely be there tomorrow night, because tomorrow is habitual Sundays. So well,
Man, go ahead, Pilgrim Girl, do your thing, shit. Look, they doing the right thing. I wish sisters would take a note.
I mean, personally, me personally, I don't push the whole interracial thing, but I don't care. I'm not against brothers that do it. I don't care because really, honestly, brothers do catch a lot of flack out there for dating interracially.
But you gotta understand something. If a bitch present herself to you having studied you, you should. Yeah, so look into all your values and all that. I don't give a damn what color she is. Shit, she definitely,
want to talk about what you want and shit. It's want to follow the 3 Dave Chappelle principles. Suck his dick, make him a sandwich, and don't talk too much.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. That should do with a smile on her face.
I mean, the one thing that, like I said, the one thing a lot of these women don't realize is that men are simple. There really is nothing to study. It is men are very simple. As long as as long as it's a peaceful environment, we're mostly satisfied.
And that's what it all comes down to: peace and harmony. It's like, wait a minute, shit. Why is most sisters look like they are allergic to peace and harmony? It's like, wait a minute, girl, hold on. You get everything you need. You still don't bitch about everything else.
Yeah, but I don't want to push the narrative here, too much that the whole white women are better thing. But
Discord.
Say what?
If sisters know Discord, if you look at the average black household right now in 2020, right? The average black household is not a household where a father is in it. Just is what it is, right? So if you look at the dynamic of the household, you can chase this back. How does a woman get attention of a man? It's through negative actions. It's by saying crazy shit. But you're a household where your mom is running it and she wants to get attention to your daddy. What does she do? She talks crazy to your daddy. Oh, and then your daddy shows up. So now you've learned, say crazy shit, daddy shows up. So you have a white woman who's in a household that doesn't know that, that's a foreign concept to them. they're automatically winning. And then you add on top of it, she's got real hair. And I hate saying it. It's crazy shit, right? But she got the hair that bitch emulates. And she already had it the pack. So if I'm a little boy,
Hey,
honestly,
done it. Or something wrong with your sound, bro. Something wrong with your
hear
sound.
me now? Hear me now?
No.
Check. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
No mic check. It's still down.
Oh, okay. Hold on. All right. Better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if I'm a little black boy and I look at the dynamic of a household, I go see my mama spend $500, right? I could have had a PlayStation with that money. I could have had all kind of shit. She even got that money and spent it on her hair to look like Becky. Why would I want someone like my mama when she's spending the money to go look like Becky, Miss Jones, Miss Stevenson? I'm the only. So if you look at me and my brothers, right, I'm the only one that's with a black woman. I've asked my little brothers. My little brothers are like, for what? For what, nigga? For what?
Richard Pryor used to have a bit about that. You know, chicks get mad at you got a white chick, and they're like, "Nigga, why should you be happy?" or something like that.
Exactly. So I found a woman who doesn't wear weave, right? And she's cool, but I found a woman that's not American. So they went out of their way. They found a white woman that was. I went out of my way. They found a white woman that was centrally located to them. They don't have to deal with the bullshit. It's completely different dynamic. So motherfuckers be like, well, white men, black men will put up with all this shit from white women. Yeah, you damn right. Now, what does that say about you?
Yeah, you should stop making the case for brothers when you say stuff like that. Especially like these sisters talking about some they only want fat white women. It's like, well, they want fat white women instead of you. Like, you know. It's like, especially the whole T girl argument. I hate that. I think it's disgusting. I'm not with that shit. But at the same time, black women are still making themselves second, third, fourth fiddle to these things just because they want to shame brothers. And really, they shoot themselves in the foot with this shit. I'm just trying to tell them.
The argument is ultimately, you wanted a fat white woman. Okay, well, I chose a fat woman over a fat white woman over a fat black woman. Her hair is real. She's more pleasant. She's more polite. She didn't come with a whole bunch of kids. So I still won. Well, she's fat. Bitch, so are you. How many times do you see that these women will be like, oh, he got this big fat Becky? Well, bitch, look at you. I'm curvy.
You know, it's like that. They're allergic to that mirror. They're allergic to that mirror. They're eating good. The reason why they're so damn big is because they have all of them kids, but they also got baller bellies.
I just had a conversation with a sister today. We were talking about the whole Kevin Samuels situation where this woman had a 13-year-old boy and she wanted a man that made $100,000 a year. She's average. She admitted to being average. If I'm in the top 3% of black men, why is it that I would go and get the bottom 5% of black women? Doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense. If I'm in the top 3, you don't think I don't have access to the top 3% of black women?
These dudes are crybabies. Let me get back to the topic for a second. There's this guy on Facebook. He's talking about Nate Parker. He said the problem is that Nate Parker didn't really authentically make it right with the woman who killed herself. He was supposed to have done better. I suspect he didn't because he felt guilty.
Oh, whoa, wait. Run that back one more time.
He said, and this is a black guy, and this is a chubby black guy at Simps, by the way. So, I just want to put that out there. So Chubby says the problem is that Nate didn't really authentically make it right with the woman who killed herself. He was supposed to have done better. I suspect he didn't because he felt guilty.
So let me tell you from the position of a man who's been falsely accused of sexual assault, rape by a white woman, right? I was falsely accused by a white woman. It came out in the court system, not because she was like, all right, listen, I fucked up, I lied, I told a story, but because we had to do the research and actually go in. And I'm a black man, so mind you, this isn't normal. This isn't something that happens every day. We had to go in and actually find out the shit was false. I told them it was false, but it had to be proven that it was false, right? Because in a system where innocent until proven guilty, black man doesn't apply to you. If this bitch got hit by a car tomorrow, I would show up to the funeral, to the vigil with a shirt that said, "Oh well."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you put me through a whole bunch of traumatic experiences that I didn't need to go through because your white vanity. And I've been put out there. I've been hung out. Motherfuckers have called me a rapist and everything else, not even knowing the story because they've heard the bitch say, "Oh, wow, I was raped," not knowing that she got caught and found out that she was a fucking liar. So yeah, I would show up to that motherfucker with a t-shirt that said, "Oh the fuck well," and what you gonna do to me?
How the hell did the white bitches ever get the legacy of chastity put on their character?
Because niggas are super predators. It's always been a dynamic of if he's a nigga, he's going to rape a black woman. Why? Because of genetic annihilation. We can go into the details of it. But anytime a white woman has been out and been with a white man and admits to being with the white man and is like, "Oh, it was fine," what happens? The white man comes right behind her and says, "No, he must have raped you. There's no reason you would be with this nigga."
Yeah, and even so, like let me put it like this. Why is it the black man has to appear as the most forgiving, softest man whenever he is crossed like that? Whenever we are crossed like that, we have to be the most forgiving people.
Yeah, and that's the issue. All that fucking forgiveness.
They
let them act right now from time to time.
Because Nate Parker, like recently, he did apologize. He said, no, he didn't apologize, so to speak. He kind of was like, well, I was a bit some to the effect of short-sighted, but as far as it pertained to the victim. But at first, he was saying all kinds of shit. He said, "Why should I have to apologize? I wasn't guilty." Like he, like I think,
the thing is, you have to stand on that square and lose. I'm sure Dave Chappelle stood on his square more. So as far as Hollywood goes, he is the epitome of the example, and you'll get it back in the end. You might not get it then, but you'll definitely get it back in the end, along with legacy and shit. You got to stand on that square and say, "Nah, fuck yo, you are not finna do this to my motherfucking character because you motherfuckers are angry." It's like the dude with the dogs. Fuck y'all. Yeah, I got caught with some dogs. I won't do this shit no more. Fuck it. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm rich.
Man, I remember I did Donnie, remember we did the broadcast a while back where the lady was dragging the dog on the scooter?
Oh, shit. But there wasn't a public lecture for that bitch, huh?
Oh, man. Yeah, you pretty much like, fuck that dog. Retired. But, yeah, but we as black men, every time somebody screw us over, we got to forgive them immediately. It's never it never can be a consistent fuck you. You did this to me. And women are treated differently. They can hate whoever crossed them for the rest of their lives. And, depending on what that thing is, they should. I'm not complaining about that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, somebody accused me of something that I did not do. I didn't have a fucking thing to know. It did not happen like that. I didn't do it. And then it causes me a lot of anguish and humiliation. I'm supposed to come back and say, "Oh, well, okay, yeah, everything is great now that I'm not guilty."
Because that's what the slave master taught us. That's what the slave master taught us: be a good, humble slave. Shut the fuck up. Take this ass whooping because we own you. And that's what the Bible says. And then when you got free, it became, hey, listen, turn the other cheek. Don't you know about Jesus? What did Martin Luther King say? He said, take that ass whooping in peace and you just march and you just hope that a white person is going to come out here and say, I forgive you, and we'll change things. And that's where the dynamic. That's why I have a personal issue with MLK, because his legacy ultimately boiled down to take this ass whipping and shut the fuck up until a white person says it's okay.
Well, the thing, he didn't want to do that though.
Mm.
He didn't want to do that. That shit was pushed on him by motherfucking the Bayard Rustin dude. That shit
Yeah.
was pushed on him in the aspect of non-violence and shit. Think about him. Think about the idiocy of that.
Nah, you know what? You're a grown ass man. That nigga was grown ass man in the old Jim Crow whoop a nigga ass South. He didn't want to do that, or he just went along with it. If he went along with it, that's a different story from he didn't want to do that and he was forced. It's a different dynamic of I've been saying this all along and you niggas just been trying to change my words around and edit the shit to say something else. That nigga went with it, and that's my problem. I don't go along to get along.
Well, of course not. Of course not. It's idiocy. But the thing is, they chose the whole non-violent thing at the threat of death. They weren't being threatened with violence. They were being threatened with death. And you're supposed to operate. You're supposed to operate differently in an aspect.
My
of
thing
death.
is take fucking death. We had whole plantations where niggas had slave jamborees. Niggas got up and had parties because it was Saturday, Sunday. It was time to party. We done worked all week, and when it's time to party, oh yeah, you niggas should have been having slave jamborees where the leaders was in the back planning how to kill the master. But no, instead they was in the back having a good old fucking time.
Well. Let me add some context to that. That was kind of a forced way of life. Party on Saturday, worship on Sunday morning.
I understand. Yes, it is very forced. You are still forced in catching ass whooping, catching your women get raped. So regardless of how forced the party is on Saturday, there should have been a discussion, which there was on multiple cases of niggas being like, listen, let's hey, yeah, we're gonna do this, cool. And then the foil was plotted, or the revolt was plotted and then destroyed by who?
Niggas.
So I understand.
The Nat Turner thing, it failed because of two reasons. Number one, slaves couldn't read the damn pamphlets. That was number one. Number two, niggas was scared, and the little boy. Remember I can't talk
in the
about
movie. Yeah, in the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You watched the film, correct?
In the movie, but how many times did you have the bed wenches? So KRS-One said some powerful shit, right? You had three types of slaves. You had the slave that didn't know he was a slave, right? Yeah. You had the slave who was like, I'm only here because it's temporary, right? And then you had the slave who was like, we don't want to leave. Why would we want to leave, boss? Well, we good here. So you had 2 out of 3 types of slaves working against you on a consistent basis.
They would have had to die too then. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. If it's for freedom and if it's Jesus telling you to get your freedom, it don't matter what skin color they is, if they stand in front of your freedom shit. That's the whole thing. Everybody think this shit got something to do with white folks and shit. This shit
That's why I look at the Haitian Revolution, because they was killing the motherfucking coons. They was like, oh,
what you supposed to do?
Oh yeah, go ahead and eat this. Eat this. Oh yeah, no, this is delicious. Go ahead, you should try this.
Mac and dog.
Slow
Viva Mac and dog.
Yeah, eat that. Yeah. No, that mosquito got you. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give you this special herb that's gonna take care of that. Motherfucker spat it up. Nigga was
Well, it's supposed to be. But the thing is, people are now too attached to the system to detach on that regard to want to build their own kingdom. The thing is, people want the piece of the pie. They believe that they own the piece of the pie. This bloody motherfucker, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, jobbing this bitch and, you know what I'm saying.
But look at where it translates today. You have these BLM bitches who went out here Oh yeah, we got Biden in office. We got rid of Trump. Oh yeah. Well, what did y'all get? What did y'all ask from Trump? Well, we didn't. He's supposed to do something for you. Okay, so what is he gonna do? Well, we set up all of this stuff. We asked for a meeting with Trump. Oh, okay. So what was that? Well, that was 32 days ago. He hasn't responded to us. Oh, so you niggas look stupid as fuck, huh? Oh, okay. So you fell into the same track that happened literally historically every single time a president was put in office, and before that,
every time.
Hmm.
It's like hopscotch, you know what I'm saying? And the fact with that leaked out track, it's like so the thing is, I wonder if it's paying a lot of black folks into a corner of hopelessness, which actually would be a good thing because then the survival instinct would kick in, and perhaps they'll stop begging for shit for the system and be ready to take it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I don't think that. So for black men, I think that the level of hopelessness has been hit. We're getting killed in the street. We know what it is to actually get hit with the police, to be pulled over. You know, when you get pulled over, your heart starts to beat, not because you're afraid of the police on just some DNA genetic level, because you know what could actually happen. That motherfucker could say some shit, and you're not gonna be no punk. You're gonna fight for your life, right? And you're gonna end up on the news. Black women don't have that, so they have a hope aspect. A motherfucker can tell them, or at least put it in certain words, like, yeah, well, we got a black woman in the office. They're gonna do something.
No, the
All
fuck
the
she
hope
ain't. Look, she
that,
ain't.
and what's crazy
Fucking wrong with y'all.
what's absolutely crazy is both of these motherfuckers have a track record of fuck you niggas. Fuck you niggas is the track record. And they have hope that something, hope for what? Hope what is gonna change? Well, Trump said he openly agrees with the. Okay, well, that nigga locked up your daddy. So now what? Which is the better option?
Well,
The nigga who locked up
for
your
some
daddy.
reason, black people don't know that if you pour hope into everything, then whatever you pour hope into, understand that it has a period of time in which to get it to you. How long you willing to hope is how long they're willing to wait to eat a shit.
And you know what though? You know what you get for your hope? You might what you might get for your hope. You might get a butter biscuit. You might get a burlap pillow and a butter biscuit.
Simone Sanders went on hard body. I wish these niggas would shut the fuck up. They just these niggas and then black women, y'all need to vote for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. Hey Bernie, you gonna put me in office? Nah, bitch. We'll pass. Maybe next. Maybe if Kamala gets in, you should vote for Kamala. Okay. Skip right over Simone Sanders. What's she going now?
Hey y'all, I got a mad shout, man. Appreciate the build. Long live the habitual line stuffers.
All right, Roguish son. Appreciate you coming through once again.
Yeah, much appreciated. But yeah, at this point, the shit's embarrassing. I'm so sad for our people because it doesn't look like we want to do better. And realistically, it's not the men, it's the women at this point. And if you want to destroy a group of people, you hit them at the women level, because the women level are the one who are the teachers, the people who speak to the children and do everything, right? So I love my son. My wife has a better grip on my son than I do, period, point blank. She has more time with him. She's more of the nurturer. It won't be until my son gets older that I have a grip on him. But as it stands right now, she could have my son ready for slavery. and I not even.
All right, Donnie. Let me read this comment real quick. Yeah. At Black Men. Okay. Shout out to RBR Network. At Black Men Being Brutally Honest, pushing white Republican talking points, the racist loss, and the 87% of blacks voted for him. 0% voted for Bernie. Bernie didn't run. Bernie did not run. Like, why does everybody keep throwing Bernie up in everyone's face? Like, He didn't
So
run.
they clearly stated that because they know that you're a Bernie supporter. So let's backtrack here, right? The
Okay.
race is what? The race is lost, right? And then the other racist won. So you have one racist white man who is an open, overt racist, right? I don't have to tell you that putting your hand on the stove is going to burn you at the age of 33, 32, whatever your age is. I know RBR is probably over the age of 30. I don't have to tell you that putting your hand in the fire is going to burn you, right? What we have to talk about is Joe Biden, who has a track record of locking up niggas. Kamala Harris, who has a track record of locking up niggas. Joe Biden has locked up more black people under the draconian drug laws, the bullshit that he has done in 1994 and pushed on forward than the entirety of slavery. At the peak of slavery, in 2000, I think it was 2004, there was more black people incarcerated under the criminal justice system than there was slavery. So let's just start there, right? So when you say Republican talking points, what is it that the Democrats are doing for black people that are helping us specifically to get to the table and be with everyone else? There's nothing. Also, drop into the chat the link so that this nigga can pop up.
No. What he wants, what people like RBR wants us to do is he wants us to say rah rah rah, Democrat, Democrat. They're the greatest people on the planet. The Obamacrat. Oh yeah, he calls himself an Obamacrat because Barack Obama
Came and gave hope to niggas and nothing else. He gave hope.
He
gave hope. He changed the face of the White House to a black man that was putting out white supremacist policies. But go ahead, please, by all means, pop on the panel, my nigga.
Yeah.
Mods, if you can, drop the StreamYard chat.
Boom, there you go. Anybody can go ahead and step up, see what you mean. But I mean, like I said, if he does step up here, all he's gonna do is make up arguments. Is gonna be like arguing with
honestly, I don't think he can do better than I don't think he can do better than Hank.
Oh, that guy. Oh my God. No. I think that guy is slightly better than RBR. I mean, there he is.
What's up, RBR? What's poppin'?
What's going on,
honestly,
brothers?
I don't
Thank
think
you for having the real brother on. We do have a
you
real
do better
brother
than
rule
Hank.
on YouTube, on Black YouTube.
Oh,
and
that guy.
The real brother.
Cut the YouTube off in the background, bro.
Slightly better than RBR.
Yeah, the brother that's going to join the Klan and lie to you and blow smoke up your butt. He would be better than me. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
RBR. You have YouTube on in the background, so we get a.
Can you turn it down in the background, please?
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry about that. I had you guys on me.
What's going on, bro?
All right, nothing happened. It's good to have a real brother on. We have a real brother rule. It's like the Rooney Rule. You got to have at least one real brother on the panel, along with the Bernie bots and the Trump nuts. You know what I'm saying? Who joined the Klan and rooting for Putin. So what I'm saying is this notion, this lie that the Russians came up with, that Obama had to do something specifically for blacks, like the Ku Klux Klan and the Nazis do, where they kill blacks. No. Every president.
Wait. The Russians came up with Obama doing something specific to black people.
Came up with that lie about ADOS, with that lie about the vaccines. That's the fake Russian bots, the 2,000 fake Russian bots that they put on YouTube that started all these lies and rumors. You guys believe any lies a white person tells.
When the Russians went back in time and fuck with the shit.
No, they didn't do that. Before Barack Obama, every president was white. Every president governed to protect white supremacy. Just like when you have
like Obama. right?
people
Just
who
like
control
Obama.
90%. No, Obama's not white. I know you. The Russians told you he was white. He was
Yeah,
mixed.
because I speak Russian. You can clearly hear it.
No, they speak English. You stupid idiot. They speak English.
Oh boy.
You don't have to learn Russian. But anyway, the black Russians speak Russian, but most Americans speak American. All right. Some of you guys speak Nazi and Ku Klux Klan. But anyway, so what I'm saying is they started that lie that the black president would have to simply govern for 17% of the population, which is black people, and let everybody else starve to death. That's the kind of governing that white people do, where white people govern like Trump for only the top 1% of whites. They just want to protect their wealth. The 1% wants to protect their wealth. As a black president, as a Democratic president, we don't want our presidents to just protect 1% of white. We resent
RDR, do you mind slowing down the conversation? Let's hit some of these point by point. Do you mind do it that way? So
that Obama was supposed to do something specifically for black people,
let's address the vaccine Russian conversation. So what's that about?
Well, Russia is basically a communist country, and they resent.
No. We don't need to talk about what Russia is.
Well, Russia started.
We're talking about the vaccines, right? So specifically with the vaccines.
Okay, can I tell you? Goddamn. So the anti-vax movement was started by the Russians, by the Russian troll farm. Why? Because they're a communist country and they want to destroy America's democracy. They want to destroy Western democracy so that we could all be under Putin and he could have some new world order and kill everybody on earth who's not white, who's not Aryan. That's what they're doing. That's what Trump and them.
Are you saying that America doesn't have a history of experimenting on black people?
Are you saying that America doesn't have a history of white people, slavery, oppression?
I asked you a specific question.
Yeah, they have a history of being racist. Why? Racists have a history.
No. I asked you, does America have a history of experimenting on black people?
Yes. Does Nigeria?
Well, I don't live in Nigeria.
No. I'm asking you a question because
no. I don't know. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea about Nigeria because I don't live there.
Okay, well, it's in Africa. It's not too hard. There's still a lot of people there.
Okay, but I live in America, so
okay. Well, you
we're
can study
talking about America and where I live at.
Yeah, well, you can find out without living there. That's stupid. So anyway,
no. That's a deflection. So we're talking about the history of America. So for you to talk about another country, we're talking about the vaccine. So we're talking about America. So does America have a history of experimenting on black people? The answer is yes. So America has a history of America and the vaccine. We're talking about the history of America experimenting on black people. So why are you bringing Russia when America has a history?
Because they're the ones who started the lie.
So are you telling me that the Tuskegee Airmen weren't around here getting syphilis because America was vaccinating them with a whole bunch of bullshit? So we have history.
The Tuskegee experiment wasn't about vaccine. The smallpox vaccination was started by an African dude, right, in Boston. He was a slave, and they had smallpox in Africa, and he invented the first vaccine, and his vaccine became Johnson & Johnson's, the vaccine company. He was black too. The Moderna vaccine was invented. It was created by Mika Corbett. Sister,
Kizzy, the one who hates black Americans.
Yes,
just,
now,
just like you spoke over.
Look, you hear this shit? What did I say? I came on. I said, you guys take the Republican talking points and recite them as if you motherfuckers was in the Klan. If you were not.
I'm gonna be honest with you, RBR. It sounds like you smoked a pound of weed and you came up with a panel to talk about some crazy shit, right? So let's look at it like this, right? You come onto the panel and we talked about Obama. Then you came in with some conspiracy theory shit. Oh, the Russians did this. I feel like I'm listening to a black person. So realistically, it sounds like a clown popped on the panel to be mad.
Okay, whatever.
At the end of the day, does America have a history of experimenting on black people? The answer is yes. So why is it too far-fetched that black people will say, you know what, fuck them vaccines because they've already had a history of experimenting on that. Is it because
That wasn't a vaccine. The AIDS virus wasn't a vaccine. The syphilis wasn't a vaccine. They didn't give you a white people can't make vaccines that are racist. They're too dumb. We didn't have the technology to make
What the hell are you talking about, man?
Right.
I'm asking
RBR.
How many times per week do you get asked this?
telling me, hold on. The coon's telling me that they experimented with black people in Tuskegee before they had vaccines with vaccines.
I mean, well, that is historically accurate, though.
No, it's not historically accurate.
How the fuck is not as historically accurate? What the fuck is
Didn't
wrong with you?
experiment with vaccines. Vaccines were invented, you fucking idiot.
I get it. So RBR's whole thing is he's on here for the butter biscuit. RBR, do you feel like you'll get on? Do you feel like Biden getting some butter biscuits?
Hold on.
Do you feel like Kamala Harris to come on and rub your head?
Well, I know you like to play and joke because you have such a low opinion of black people because you uneducated coon.
No, I have a low opinion of coons like you.
Yeah,
so
let's
be honest.
Well, you could be honest. You have a low opinion of anybody black that's third grade and left your fucking alley. That's what you do. You're coon ass niggas. Now we could have a discussion. You ain't gotta try to act like you past the third grade. I know you hate me. I know you hate democracy.
Let's be honest. Let's be very fucking honest, RBR. You're on this panel because you want to come on here and get some money.
Hey,
let's be honest.
Okay. Is he still talking?
It's amazing to me that you have
come to YouTube.
This is like a kid in high school. The shit's amazing.
Bernie Sanders rooting
communist
revolutionary nut ass niggas.
You don't need to vote for the old white. I bet you call Joe Biden Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe. That is so funny, man.
African sisters vaccine is good. Now that racist done started some bullshit that she hates black people.
Hey, you know what? No, a racist guy. Hey,
out of here.
Did you know that frogs are kissing other frogs? They have frogs up here because of fluoride. Did you know?
Them racists have no reason, no justification to let you coons kill off the black race, to kill off democracy.
Hey, hold on.
They don't get to do that.
Hold on. Then the racist that's going to take office on Inauguration Day in January 20th just get in an argument with black leaders about for what? For what? Why didn't you just get in an argument with black leaders? People who look just like you. People look just like you.
Realistically,
talk about it, coon ass
nigga, because it was funny to me, but now it's looking sad because he's trying to overtalk people. And he's going because you're not trying to have a conversation. And you're not having discourse. You're trying to overtalk people. And then when you get mad about the shit,
I'm not getting mad. I'm not
gay talking points. It's fucking hilarious. Realistically,
you're insulting.
I'm just talking over you at this point because it's hilarious because you can't do nothing about it. Politics and democracy. This nigga walks around. He probably says all the shit in the barber shop. He comes in with his little bow tie, as tight as fuck. His head is extra big. And a circle in his head, and it's just swelling his head up. He looked like Mr. Mackey from South Park.
For your little
fucking hilarious. And he keeps running around and screaming this shit on people's platform. Nobody respects him.
Right. I scream the truth on people's platform, and they don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
So when you really look at the dynamic,
about what
trace it back, this is just a cry for help. This is when he was getting shoved in lockers as a kid. This is when women were like, "Listen,
people that were
ain't gonna work for me."
Went on to
the had to check.
Were being shoved in
who wanted to deal with him, and she had a couple kids. He was like, I'll deal with that. That's cool. That's all he can do. That's all he can do.
Want to bring policy to Joe Biden. You motherfuckers don't know shit about politics. You're getting your arguments from a bunch of goddamn racists who hate.
Let me ask you a question.
RBR is probably like 5'8".
Let me ask you a question.
In the corner.
Let me ask you a question. If you're so for black people, Donnie, for real, like RBR, if you're so for black
Yeah.
people, why do you
Yeah.
hop on panels to argue with black people?
Because black people, 90% of black people.
Oh, so I'm supposed to side with a party that is historically racist to me,
Hold on,
Democrat or fucking Republican. Okay, they don't do shit for us, man. They don't do shit for us. Hey, do you know who your local officials are? Do you know?
They gave us the Affordable Care Act. They gave us $300 billion in black middle class tax cuts. They got 94.3% of blacks into the middle class for the first time. They gave $50 billion to Africa. They got 25 million people off of food stamps and welfare. What the fuck are you talking about? They didn't do anything for black people. They gave us voting rights. They gave us civil rights. What are you talking about, coon nigga?
Bro, you got to go on somewhere with that coon word, man. Like I said, my dead grandmother got more civil rights in her left pinky than you do in your entire fucking body, guy. Like, please stop with the coon shit.
What?
You
Kev, so this is my thing. You don't get emotional. Realistically, I think this shit's funny at a certain point. He's just going off in a tangent, and I just find it funny just to interrupt him because he's getting angry about it, and I just think shit's funny. That has done more for black people.
Internet turf.
Damn racist. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you scared? What are you scared of? What are they going to do? What are the Nazis going to do to you if you don't support them? What's Putin going to do to you if you don't support him? What are you scared of?
Wait, what's this whole argument?
Putin's gonna take away bow ties. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna take away lifts and shoes for niggas.
They want a Marxist dictatorship. Like they got in Cuba, like they have in Russia, like they have in North Korea, like they have in China. They want that here, where it's based on race and class. See, Marxism is based on race and class. If you're not the right race,
that's not what America is based on.
Really, if you wanted to have a conversation, he would have came on here.
Well, I gotta no. Anything that comes from a pilgrim mind is going to be based off of race and class. It has nothing to do with Marxism, whatever you want to call it. It's whatever they create is going to be based off of that, because they need to feed their greed. What's the best way for them to feed their greed?
Right. Well, they didn't create African civilization. Black people did. So what I'm saying is, if we take the racists out of the system, out of the institution, then the system and the institution.
By racist, you mean people, persons?
The racist people. See, racists can't take the racism out of their DNA and put it into the system and put it into the institution and put it into the Honey Nut Cheerios. They can't do that. It's a lie. And since you guys believe every lie that white people tell, you believe that they have to be in charge of the system. So they
you believe that they're racist.
No, I believe that racists are racist. God damn, I believe that Nazis are Nazis. I believe that the Ku Klux Klan is
no. Why? The reason why I say this is because you're looking at the whole racist thing. When you look at it from the whole racist perspective, you're actually kind of giving them an out that they haven't earned. It has nothing to do with race. It has more to do with color. Because look, everyone that's met a white person that they would say is not racist, right?
Okay,
right. Okay, but the thing is, it's not about racism. It's about whiteism, and all white people have whiteness, and they prefer a white perspective of reality to be accepted as a general perspective of reality, which makes them a white supremacist, whether they racist or not.
No. All whites are white supremacists. I agree with you. They think they're racist superior.
Give a fuck if they don't like you.
I want to care. I don't care about me.
The point, Coons.
Uncle Joe. Hold
on. The whites that want to kill the whites that want to kill Ahmaud Arbery and Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor, those are racist. The whites that simply want to be in power over black people, who think that they're superior to black people, those are the white supremacists.
Those are white people. Yeah, those are white people, and all white. And get this, it ain't the racist ones you got to worry about, because the racist ones do the wrong shit, right? But it's the non-racist one that gives them the pass. No, racism don't mean nothing.
No, that's not true. The racists kill people. That's what racists do.
Yeah. And when the motherfuckers get caught, what do the non-racist ones do?
I just want to take the time out to say, what's up, Nino?
Well, it's not the crime bill and put them in jail, and then you niggas say that they put black people in jail when the crime.
Kevin, what's going on, bro? They out of control in this motherfucker tonight.
Yeah, I'm saying. This motherfucker came on with the bow tie real tight.
Move on to your
You want
next.
to talk over everybody?
I mean, it's like everybody fighting over who the best master. God damn.
No.
Tell
That's
them.
Obama's the best master. Somebody black. Kamala's the best master. Somebody black is the best master. But what
This
I'm saying
nigga said Kamala.
Where
was
the
the
fuck
best
are you
master.
from, bro?
Can you
Where
hear
you
this?
from?
Did you hear this nigga say?
Where
Kamala was
any
the
kind of
best
niggas
master?
get breeded
Ain't
at, yo?
that about it, bitch?
politics
Ain't that the
30.
best master, nigga?
So we have whites that are racist, and we have whites that are supremacist who just think whites are superior, but they ain't out here killing Trayvon Martin because he looked like Obama's son. If Obama had a son, so yes,
You're right. They're not killing Trayvon Martin. They're just calling the enforcers to kill
No,
Trayvon
they
Martin.
killed him.
So
No,
you
they
have a
killed
problem with them
him.
being more savage as opposed to them being less
No, I have a
dishonest as they
RBR,
run the nation.
Hold on.
You're focused on the
what is your
savage
point?
ones and not the ones that run the nation.
Damn, man.
What is your point, RBR? What is your
They
point?
kill. They kill. They
Let
kill.
that man,
Everybody
hold on,
kills.
let that
nigga.
man talk. What is your point, RBR? Let's get your point out in like 2.5 seconds, please.
Okay, my point is, as long as we get the racist out of the government, out of the police force, off the police force, out of the schools, out of the system, if they're taken out of the system, then the system will be fine. Now,
Okay, so can I ask you, how do you know who the racists are?
and not in the racist.
RBR, how do you know who the racists are? So let's say we know every known racist. Hold on, wait. I let you talk, right? So let's say we get every known racist and we out them, right?
Oh,
You're out the police force, you're out of the military, you're out of whatever branch of government, you're out.
You know who the
How do
racist?
we deal with these ones that don't?
The Nazi outfits on. That would be the Klan. Okay, that would be the Nazis. They would.
So okay, so how do we get rid of the ones that are not open racist?
We vote them out of office. We vote the motherfucking asses out of office.
Okay, so what about the rest of the racists?
No, I said we vote every single lab. See, that's another stupid ass
You
lie.
you can't possibly
can't
know
racist.
who every racist are because every racist is going to be open white supremacists.
Hold on. What you're doing is suggesting that Mother Teresa is a racist and Hitler and Mother Teresa are both racist. Bullshit.
Mother Teresa was a racist,
No,
and Hitler was a racist.
No, that's not true. So
that's very true.
Wait a minute.
We can talk. Listen, we can talk about
Wait. Hey, RBR, define
Teresa
racism.
was a staunch
racism.
Define it. Define racist.
Racism. Racism. Racist. Okay, let's define racist. Noun. Somebody white who hates Obama because he's black. Somebody.
Nigga, did you really just put Obama into this?
I love this show.
Hold on. I want to hear. Please can you reiterate this, brother? I'm sorry. He was laughing. I didn't hear it. Can you reiterate this? So racist was what now?
Well, racist is somebody white who hates Obama because he's black. So that's not Biden. Donald Trump. Your master hates Obama.
Oh shit.
This man just simply thinks that white people are superior, and if he could learn how to govern from Obama, then he can govern. But that doesn't mean that he's not white. He doesn't have to govern.
So RBR, what about the racists who are like Obama's great and they still do racist white supremacist things?
That's just a stupid argument because racists don't ever say that Obama's great.
So you've never heard of a racist that pretends or feigns to be?
Never.
So there's no such thing. What you're saying is there's no such thing as a racist.
We vote out. Yes, there's not a racist. That's like saying there's not a snake that done bit somebody. No, every single racist on earth.
No. There's snakes that bit people, but then they say, well, that snake was that argument because he was agitated.
That's a
so
dumb
you're saying that there's no secret white supremacists, right?
Hell no. I said all whites are white supremacists. They're not secret.
So this is a fictional movie, granted, right? And hold on. This is a fictional movie, granted. This is a fictional movie, but the movie Get Out, when the white
are fucking racist.
when the white bitch brought the black man to her house, she was like, "Oh, my dad, he loved Obama. He wishes Obama could have another term." And then they proceeded to cut this nigga up and try to take his brain. Are you telling me that doesn't exist? That was just completely fictional.
QAnon bullshit that you got from them fucking racists. But what I'm saying is,
so what you're telling me is that when the Nazis
reality
had a whole Nazi Germany, and they pretended to be sympathizers with the Jews, only to take the Jews to the internment camps.
That's
that
a lie.
didn't exist.
That's a lie. Hitler wrote Mein Kampf. Hitler had been.
I'm not talking about Hitler. I'm talking about the branches of white supremacy that he founded.
Hey guys.
Well, that's a lie.
Hey guys.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. We gotta take a 44-second commercial break. Please enjoy the video footage I have here. We'll be back right after this.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Coon ass nigga. They're voting for the damn Nazis. Voting for Putin. Nothing for Trump. Coon ass nigga. If you join the Klan, you ain't black. You goddamn right. Goddamn right. Sell it ass.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Thanks.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump.
That's a beefy.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump.
Come on, Joe. Tell his coon ass. Tell that coon ass Charlemagne the God. Nigga, you ain't black. White loving ass, coon ass.
Are you cheering for this, man? Are you cheering for this?
I'm cheering for him to tell Charlemagne the God that coon ass nigga ain't black. He worked for them damn racists.
You talking about your Uncle Joe? You talking about Uncle Joe?
I'm talking about Charlemagne, coon ass.
What you talking about? You cheering for your Uncle Joe? You cheering for your Uncle Joe?
Asking him what Trump and the Nazis have done for him.
Hey man, look.
Yes,
look,
I'm cheering for the vice president. Genius, you goddamn right.
Well, he's president-elect now.
Goddamn.
Oh yeah,
right. He was vice president. So you're full of shit. He has a track record. The other coon ass niggas didn't. The racists did.
Hey, I got a question.
So RB, I want to clarify something. If I can find something historically showing that there was a white supremacist who pretended to be a friend, abolitionist, or whatever you want to call it, for black people, for Jews, or for whatever the case is, that turned these people over, would you recant your statement?
Hell no, because if you can't tell a fucking racist, how long would it take for you to find out that Donald Trump was racist? Or do you think he's not racist?
What about the subtles of racism?
That's not. So what you're doing is deflection.
What I'm saying is that all.
So what you're doing is deflection. I asked you a simple question. If I can find you a historical precedence of someone pretending to be a friend to a minority only to turn them over, would you admit defeat in this argument?
Hell no, because I don't believe that.
So there's nothing else to talk about at this point. You're just stuck in your ways. That's fine.
Yeah,
just go ahead and admit it.
Stuck in reality. You goddamn right.
Just admit you like to.
Here's what you're saying, brother. You're saying you're dumb enough that David Duke is in full on Klan outfit.
What I'm saying to you is there's been historical proof. These are the niggas have been
all dressed like Adolf Hitler, and you don't know he's racist.
COINTEL program by motherfuckers pretending to be friends and allies, and your black ass won't admit it.
So has it ever happened to you? No, I'm saying, has it ever happened to you? Has David Duke ever fooled you, or Bernie Sanders, or any of these communists?
Well, according to you, there's no racist.
No, I didn't say there was.
Doesn't say no. According to you, there's no race. According to you, there is no racist that isn't overt with his white supremacist ideology.
I didn't say that. You making that dumb shit up. Them racists.
No. I very plainly stated that. Are these white supremacists out here pretending to be anything but a white supremacist. You said no. You'll find out if he's so
you're
apparently
racism and white supremacy. All whites are white supremacists. All whites. Republicans hate Democrats because the Democratic Party is embraced by black people. Racists hate black people. But you're saying, oh, if they don't tell us they're racist, if they ain't got the Klan outfit on, then we don't know that the Nazis are racist.
Hey, RBR, he look happy, don't he?
No, he doesn't look happy. He looks like one of these coon ass niggas who wants to get a job at Fox. That's a coon nigga right there.
Oh, okay. So we agree.
We agree. He's sitting on the bench with his ass hard. He had Bernie on his show.
Okay.
He married to the white girl. Yeah. So these are coons. All right. They're married to white women. They hate black people. They're just like you coons. They believe the worst about blacks. They believe any lie that a white person tells them. And they think that they're going to be saved when they start killing black people. They're not. They're going to go for the low hanging, and that would be.
They already doing it. What you mean win?
Hey man, hey, what do you think?
They're not in power. They can't do it.
RBR, have you ever picked cotton in your life?
No, I haven't picked cotton. What does that mean? What kind of racist info is that the racist info about?
Because it's like this guy right here said, because we going from picking cotton to picking presidents. So you think this guy right here, the chaplain of wherever, do you think he's picked cotton anywhere in his life?
No. Black people did pick cotton during slavery.
During slavery, but I mean, still, how do we made so many poor decisions. We could have said something like we went from getting jobs to picking presidents. Like we could have went from that.
No. What about the truth?
We went from taking karate to picking presidents. Why do we have to be fucking why do we have to be fucking picking cotton? Like what the fuck?
It's true. Because it's true.
You don't think that's some bootlegging ass shit right there, man? You don't think
we're flying out to space?
We went from picking cotton to picking Uncle Joe, like the author of the crime bill.
No. The author of the crime bill was the Black Caucus and Al Sharpton when Len Bias died of crack overdose. It
was clearly Joe Biden.
No, it was Joe Biden wasn't the president. You fucking idiot.
No,
all right.
Joe Biden authored the crime bill. He authored the crime bill.
No, he didn't. The Black Caucus did.
Hey,
Joe Biden classically authored the crime bill.
Let me explain something to the third
Let's
grader.
stop that bullshit now. Because it's all researchable. It's all easily fucking verifiable.
Third graders.
Coming on to this panel, you talking this goofy shit like we can't go look this shit up. Joe Biden authored the fucking crime bill. Them niggas came on after the fact and cooned and danced and asked him to do something.
Talk on this dumb
time in place.
Let's stop
the bullshit now.
Okay, let's stop the bullshit now. Now, any bill that is signed by the president has to generate in Congress and be voted on and get a majority. Hold on.
What's that got to do with this man?
You do cocaine, huh?
Majority in the House.
What's that got to do with anybody writing a crime? I can write a crime bill. It doesn't mean that it was put into effect
by all of Congress. You fucking idiot. Joe Biden writing a bill.
So who's kept dancing around the fact
the black in Congress called the Black that bill. So the black congressmen and women wrote that bill. Now Joe Biden
wrote that bill in 1989. Stop that lie.
Signed it into law. So stop.
1989, Joe Biden wrote that bill. So
no, he did. That's a lie.
That's a fact.
He wrote the bill.
That's a verifiable fact.
Why do you think he wrote the bill? Because whites are superior and they could write bills by themselves and get them passed through Congress, and the motherfucker ain't the president. He ain't the
getting it passed through Congress and being written is two different things. Let's not stupid.
You can write the bill that you dumb nigga. But
nigga babble.
It's only
again. Joe Biden wrote that bill. Next,
you fucking idiot.
Yeah, unloosen the bow tie, Congress, and put the 7-Up pound cake.
500.
He wrote it in 89.
He did not write the crime bill. He
wrote it
of the crime bill.
Joe Biden authored the crime bill. This is fact. Anyway,
that's a lie.
So after he wrote it, now what?
Well, he didn't write it. So now what?
Name one of them from the Black Caucus that did. If the Black Caucus did. If the Black Caucus did, name one for the Black Caucus.
Because there's 12 13
Name
people.
a Black Caucus. Okay, the Black Caucus did it. Name one of them motherfuckers. Name one.
Whoever was in Congress,
Oh,
Clyburn,
nigga, you fighting for them motherfuckers, nigga. Throw a name out there.
John Lewis,
We can't name
Clyburn,
John Lewis.
Karen Bass.
Good trouble. Good trouble, nigga. Hey, you niggas, we got to lock you up. You good trouble, niggas. No, we didn't write.
Maxine Waters, the Black Caucus in Congress. Now, they moved the goalposts. I told them Joe Biden didn't write the bill. So they said, who wrote the bill? I said, the Black Caucus. Then they said, name names. And now I'm naming names. And now they moving the goalposts.
Boy, shit, dog. That's what you doing. You record shit, nigga. Get your own content. Nigga, you trying to stir up some industry.
You cannot
record shit, nigga. Get on.
Dumb white ass arguments and think that you guys can win a debate with these white ass arguments, with these third grade ass arguments that Joe Biden wrote the bill, signed the bill into law, and actually physically locked the motherfuckers up, the criminals. That was
no matter who did it. What was the quality of Black people's life before the crime bill, and then look at the shit afterwards. It don't matter who it did it. It was cleared by the nation. It was cleared by the nation. You dumbass. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It was voted for and passed by Congress.
The political person who put their name on it don't mean shit. How the fuck is it carried out?
If 535 congressmen put their name on it, then 535 congressmen approved and voted yay to block up the motherfuckers who were selling crack and killing Len Bias, the NBA player. So yes, we had to put a stop. Ronald Reagan started that shit. We're giving you dumb niggas drugs and crack and shit, and you ate all the crack and took all the guns and started killing.
Yeah. Right back to the motherfucking nation and the government. Not just one single motherfucker.
He knew that you coons would kill yourselves with the guns and the drugs and smoke the drugs and think
if we coons, what is you? What you is?
A real brother. I'm a real
brother. You're a real brother? All right, man, go ahead. All right.
Yeah, he's a real brother. That's why he hops on. That's why he hops on Black Panthers to act ratchet.
Because
he's a real brother.
Out of here.
Black people, hold on, black coons, the 99.9% of you who think white people are superior and can put racism and myths of white supremacy into systems and institutions, which they can't do. They can't take the racism out of their DNA and put it in the backseat of the Uber or put it in Hunter Biden's laptop. They can't do that, or put it in the water in Flint. No, they can't wield racism. If you get rid of the racist, then you get rid of the racism.
What the fuck do you drink?
You get rid of the white supremacists. You get rid of the white supremacists. How do you get
hocked up on Red Bull?
This nigga is constant, cuz.
No, I know the facts. See, you guys got
to take a breath, motherfucker.
Try the facts sometimes.
But it's like.
Stupid ass argument, Joe Biden.
Hey, yo, is this nigga for real? Like really? Like, is he a real person? Is this not like? I feel like this nigga's
that nigga's an android, cuz. They just slipped one up here.
Kamala Harris and Barack Obama started the Ku Klux Klan. And shit.
I feel like this nigga's head is square shaped. Like there's no reason.
And your white master doesn't like black people.
There's no reason that this nigga is talking like this. Like this is not a real person.
Yo, this is some Mac Room shit, cuz.
Black people nigga.
Like I felt like they felt like I feel like the Terminator happened, right? But instead of the Terminator sitting back in time, they sent the Cooninator. Like this nigga was like he came back with like an unlimited supply of butter biscuits and he was ready for the, like
you are the nation. All right, you guys are the bottom 1% of blacks on YouTube. You are the B1s.
All right, we're bamboos, man. Go to the higher quality.
You guys are the bottom. The bottom percent of the
bottom 1%. What percent do you guys think you represent? You Trump supporters, you coons. What percentage do you think you represent? Keep in mind, 96% of real brothers and sisters voted for Obama.
So the real brothers and sisters are the Democrats, right? The real brothers and sisters are the Democrats.
We don't join the Klan. Are you crazy? No.
What are you? What are you? What are you? Republicans? What are you?
No. We're Obamacrats. We appreciate it. All right, but go on. But go on, coon ass nigga. Tell us.
Yo, y'all play with my fucking intelligence. Yeah, I just really went to go look at this nigga's channel. This nigga gets less views than I do, and I got a smaller channel. It's just about a bitch. Why does this nigga even own the channel right now?
Worshiping, man. Yo, hey, bro, ain't nobody worshiping Obama over here, man.
Nobody has told the truth before. But yes, Hitler has more views than me. He has more followers.
You got a shrine to that motherfucker.
This nigga he got a video with 172
fans and had more followers. Okay,
if you don't stop this bullshit,
Ted Bundy had more followers. Jeffrey Dahmer. God damn, baby.
Uh-oh.
Fourth wall broken. Dun, 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 dun.
Nigga, the WD Frog had more followers. He was still tap dancing. I don't understand what the fuck the conversation is at this point.
Real brothers and sisters.
Can we get what percentage?
I don't understand. Listen, my multi little tights. I'm gonna listen. The Russian bots are coming here, and they're coming here to tell you that you niggas are wrong, and that you colors are wrong for voting for anybody but Obama and the Democrats. Don't you understand that Joe Biden locked your daddy up because he had to be locked up? Okay, you're a coon. You're a coon for not understanding that he's
not joining the plan. If you get the fuck out of here, that dumbass. 1% of black people on you.
This nigga's not a real person, bro.
Yeah, you guys are fucking jealous because I have jelly on my butter biscuits, and you aren't even getting the butter biscuits.
Take out the jelly.
Coon ass niggas.
Coon ass niggas. I'm sitting here.
You're a real life brother, right?
Hey, you make me wash my underwear. Now I have to get the crust out of you, but that's fine because I'm that much closer to Jesus.
100%.
Oh, I tell you the truth. You sure make some time. Oh, okay. Aaron P. Okay, let's read the comment. Aaron P. Ask him how many policies and legislation that destroyed black communities did Trump push through Congress. Then ask how many did Biden is responsible for. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll answer the question. Well, first of all, Obama wrote the 2017 budget. In 2015, he wrote 2 budgets. Because
why are y'all asking a nigga who gets his hair cut at Great Clips anything?
Yeah, they want to joke because they're scared that I'll answer the question and it'll shatter their fucking
proceed, nigga, proceed.
Can I answer the question?
Please, bro.
Can I answer the question?
Proceed.
17 budget, right? Because there was 2016 was an election year, and they might want to elect a Nazi, so he wrote in 2015.
Nazis.
Yeah, they're trying to make jokes because they know that the truth is killing their corny asses.
Look, dude, the Nazis were some of the most honorable white folks to ever live because of their structure. So you can't shit on the Nazis like that.
All right, so
America took over the Nazi motherfucking playbook. You know what I mean? So that's how cold them motherfuckers was.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Biggie, America's
you with the Nazi coon ass the Nazis lost too. All right, so the 2017 budget that Trump used for the 4 years that he was president, everything that was in that budget took credit for. The 2010 Prison Sentencing Reform Act that got up to 70,000 nonviolent drug offenders out of prison. The people that had been in prison for marijuana and nonviolent drug crimes, all those people got out of prison. Trump and Kim Kardashian tried to take credit for that. There was $830 million for HBCUs. Trump took credit for that. The $300 billion black middle class tax cuts over 10 years, it was $3 trillion. Trump took credit for that. Trump's tax cuts started at $475,000.
Okay.
Now, the Obama tax cuts were for anybody that made under $75,000. So Trump took credit for the black jobs. Obama created 25 million new jobs. Trump took credit for it. Obama saved the auto industry. Trump took credit for it. So Trump was taking credit for everything. The Affordable Care Act. Trump sent you a notice in the mail talking about Trump Care enrollment. trying to take credit for the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Look, your master is a damn scam artist. Ain't paid taxes in 10 years. The motherfucker's a fraud. You coon ass niggas got played. Stop voting for Bernie. Stop voting for Trump. Stop voting for Kanye.
And vote for Obama.
Aaron said that you're not answering the question. Which
vote for Obama, right? You Obama,
par for the course, because I've asked multiple questions. You skipped around them. Aaron asked you a question, you didn't answer it.
Yeah, I did. I said everything in the 2017 budget. It's online. All you have to do is search African American achievement under Obama. And everything's in there, but enough is in there to shut you fucking idiots up.
And you want to vote. And you want to vote all the races.
You didn't answer his question.
Out of Congress, right?
Yeah,
you want to vote all the races out of Congress.
Everything in that 2017 budget. There was $834 million for HBCUs. There was $70 billion for black students to get Pell Grants to go to college. There was $1.25 billion payment to the black farmers for the settlement because the racists did them wrong. There was $375 million for black homeowners in a lawsuit between Wells Fargo and Tavis Smiley. Okay. There was $50 billion to Africa, Pan-Africanism. All of that was in that bill, was in that 2017 budget.
How does any of this shit raise the hood? How does any of it feed the hood?
$5.3 trillion raised the hood. It got 94.3% of black families into the middle class.
Okay. And when was this? What's the
You
time
get into the
period
middle class.
What the time period we talking about?
Would you agree that going from sleeping in your car?
What's the time period that we talking about?
It was 10 years. All the prior bill was 2010. The Affordable Care Act was 2010. The $1 billion in tax cuts was permanent tax.
Everybody wants to be in
it. Make a joke out of it. Coon ass niggas. Why they joking? Because white people don't like black people. So if white people don't like black people, they ain't like black people. Because we
this
coon.
motherfucker is not. Yo, what cocaine? Where you get it from? Where you get your coke from, nigga?
You get cocaine because
you need to hit the streets with that shit, dog.
Everybody wants to be in a
Everybody loves a little cocaine.
They're trying to entertain you. They're not trying to inform you. They think very lowly of you. They think you're as dumb as they are.
BlkM being brutally honest is the worst.
They don't want to tell you the truth.
The worst.
Racist handlers that gave them these dumb arguments and told them that Donald Trump and the Ku Klux Klan did more for black people than Obama and Joe Biden. If they brought them motherfucking dumb third grade racists over here, I'd cut them up no different than I'm cutting these coon.
So you aced all your political science classes, right? You aced all them shits.
No, I'm a journalist myself, but I did take political.
Would you buy a top hat with this money, and particularly a cane?
What are you talking about? Why is he insulting the black intellectual? What the fuck is wrong with his coon ass?
You in this coon shit, man. So you
get your own race, nigga. So what percentage? I'm not gonna be black, and you talking about coon shit.
We don't know what percentage of black people you think is in your category of real brothers and sisters.
And your black race and culture and rejecting the myth of white supremacy. 10%.
10%. Okay.
I just want you to know he's doing all this while signing his Jews.
Top 10%. So you guys are the bottom 1%. You're the B1.
Right. So why the hell are you conversing with the bottom 1% if you're superior or whatever? If you're superior, why you need to talk down to the so-called inferior?
Our job.
Who can break up your argument with ease?
No, I said our job, nigga, is to go
you call everybody coons and shit. Hey man, you ain't nothing but a Peckerwood, cuz.
This is the funniest shit. I'll be right back.
You do the same thing that Peckerwood too, nigga. Get your bitch ass out of here, cuz.
I'm telling you, our job is to go back to the alley and get you niggas.
Yo, back to the alley and get you niggas, and you coos, and you're at the bottom 1%.
Drag your asses out the alley if that's what we have.
Well, I tell you what, you tell your 10% this, man. You motherfuckers better be able to protect against a whole bunch of heat, and ain't nobody talking ballistics.
You think that the people, you think the third graders, hold on. So you think that the racist third graders are going to take on the U.S. Army? Is that what you're saying? That the coons.
Look, we can talk war strategy. You want to talk war strategy? Understand this. The army and shit. Listen, fam. Listen, fam. I heard you for the next 40 minutes. Nigga, just listen to this. When it comes to the army and shit, them motherfuckers cannot be a combative on domestic land as they can on foreign land. The whole listen, please.
National Guard.
Just listen. All they're looking to do is to protect the infrastructure. They can't damage the infrastructure only so much. Once the infrastructure becomes the target of those who are oppressed, then they have a really big problem.
Marines don't have nothing to do with domestic intrusion. It's the National Guard.
Look, they get fucked up too by some fire, nigga. You serious? Why everybody think they can fight some flames? Get the fuck out of here.
National
nigga,
Guard.
The earth will take this bitch back, man. Shut your robotic ass up, nigga. Shut your robot ass up. This motherfucker here because of the programming.
Full force of the US military behind them.
Yeah, nigga, go wind up your cokehead ass somewhere, nigga. How the fuck is you on to this degree? 24/7? Get the fuck out of here, man. You on some type of drug, son. Meth or something. Where you live at? You probably at a place where them niggas doing meth.
The white
Get your ass on, nigga.
The white Nazis told
Get your
him
whole ass fake political hotel ass on, nigga.
If you don't make Trump a president, they're gonna start
a hotel with politics. Cuz get your bitch ass out of here, nigga.
Fucker, please. You ain't gonna take on no fucking army with some slingshots and spitballs. If you don't get the fuck out of here, you wouldn't last 2 minutes.
Get the fuck out of here, dog. The people would always win. They looking to protect the infrastructure.
And did they win the Civil War?
They looking to protect the infrastructure.
In the Civil War, cool.
You want a piece of the infrastructure, right? Your ass will be in target status.
Did they win?
Project Mayhem comes up. You serious? Your bureaucratic ass finna get ate the fuck up, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Guys. Seriously, guys. I want to.
We're part of
read
the 10%.
I want to read this super chat. And this is by Aaron P. Thanks for supporting the channel. And he says, "Bruh," as in real brother Ray Leo. Answer the question. Answer my question.
I'll answer it again because I don't have no problem answering the question.
All right. Basically, he was asking what policies did Trump
and I'm telling you,
as opposed to what policy
Biden wrote. I'm telling you. All right. So Biden doesn't write policies. He's the vice president, but he does represent the tie-breaking vote in the Senate over the Affordable Care Act, which saved black people over 10 years.
What about when he was Senator Joe Biden? What about when he was Senator Joe Biden? What about when he was senator? When he was senator? Yes.
Before he spent 8 years under Obama?
Senator.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't do any policies when he was in the third grade. So whatever.
Senator
in third grade.
Javier, I see that you have a touchable tie. I am here to catch you. Would you like to turn yourself in? Or would you like to go to hard?
Welcome to the fray.
Niggas, man. They got the brother ever been on their
Yo, dog, you raping people's ears with this fake politics shit, dog. Come on, get on somewhere.
Man.
A record 45%. Delivered $31 trillion to the Fed Bank and the U.S. Treasury. That's a record.
Okay, you know your stats. There you go. There you go. All right. There we go.
Woo! All right, let's continue. That's the second time I had to do that, man.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, he's a berry lover. He's an Obama-crat.
What the fuck? I didn't hear no bullshit like that. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. He's an Obama-crat.
Oh, where happened to the nigga? Did the coon catch him?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's gone. Like,
coon catch got his ass, huh? Oh,
yeah. I bet you he's
wow.
I bet you he's not talking to you.
$300 billion in middle class tax.
He's already
I can't play with the bitches no more. I can't. The coon catcher's rope it wasn't strong enough.
Yoink!
He needs a level 4 coon catcher rope.
Yeah, then he needs some coon catcher dog with some Sandman sand on the shit. You know what I'm talking about? Shit.
Yeah, he about to go start a stream.
He should have put a trap out with some butter biscuits in it. Would have got him every time.
Yo, that nigga's on cocaine.
Hey, but
that
she,
is cocaine. That's pure cocaine.
yeah,
I thought the nigga was playing.
Nah, that's coke. He's well studied, but that motherfucker nose
It
is
took
bloody.
me a good 4 minutes to realize this nigga was not playing. I was like, wait, what? Did this nigga say that there's no people pretending to be your ally? Like you just supposed to automatically know everything.
The racist.
Oh, okay. So you get rid of the races. Everybody's going, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Your master
To a 2-year-old.
racist. It's like look, the way that this motherfucker continue on, it's almost like trying to do some NLP shit. You know what I'm saying? For real, neuro linguistic programming. That's incessant on that. You know what I'm saying? That might be a industry agent or some shit.
All right, we got another super chat. Aaron P, thank you. He said, bro, Biden was in public office for 47 years, sided with Jim Crow laws, Goldwater, redlining, 2 bills that targeted the black community. Trump didn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Said Absalom Pianki says Barry Crat. Aaron P. Dude was a pure lapdog. Yeah, I mean he shared my stuff before and said basically the same thing. But if you go over to his channel, and he basically has the same broadcast over and over and over and over again.
Wow.
And I mean, yeah, and it's cool. I mean, I never knock anyone for having their YouTube channel the way they want to have their YouTube channel. But please, when you come up, when you hit anyone's link and that's on anyone's channel, have the courtesy to at least offer something to the conversation that's productive. He says the same shit literally over and over and over, and it gets hilarious. But I mean, I can't let it derail the conversation.
I bet he popped like 4 Adderalls before every show.
Probably.
That motherfucker is wired, cuz. That is crazy. That is insane.
But like I say, you got to add to the conversation, not take away from it. And that's something like, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and confess in front of everybody. I kind of kept him up here for personal amusement myself because we were having so much fun. And but that's not good practice. It really isn't. It's not, and it's almost, it can almost be seen as kind of bullish to let someone, I mean, to actually just not hang someone, but just give them the rope so they can hang themselves. And RBR did that shit. He did that shit in no time. Like he did that shit in no time flat. But at the same time, me doing things for my personal amusement, that was, I don't know, that since black men are being tone police as of late, that was mean.
That habitual line stepper type of nigga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bully.
Yeah, he's still in the chat, It's probably
the coon catcher didn't get him yet. Who was the coon catcher? That nigga was needed. We should call him up on these panels more often.
Yeah, but Sheed's back. What's going on, Sheed? Oh well, he'll speak when he gets ready. But the subject matter was we're hard pressed to forgive black men. Let me say something about that real quick. Yes, we are. Even when it's black men forgiving black men. Seriously. How many times, like, let's put it like this, beefs. And Donnie, you know all about beefing, right? Yeah, of course you do. Why would you think that the typical
The
brother.
power of prayer, is that what you're talking about?
I mean, the typical brother. Um, why would you think that a brother has a hard time forgiving another brother?
A brother has a hard time forgiving another brother.
Yes, like black men we're pretty much hard pressed to forgive each other anyway. Like if we're crossed or you cross me for some reason, it's like it'll be a beef that could be maintained for years and years, and it could be very counterproductive and damaging, and you could lose a lot of time behind some shit like that.
So I'm not the type to hold a grudge forever unless I can't get to you. and that sucks for me, but it really means like and once I put my paws on you, as the old folks say, if I punch you in your mouth, we good. I'm not gonna think about that. But if it's to a point to where you feel like you could hide behind something and do everything else, that'll be a beef for me forever. Typically, what it is for a lot of niggas is a jealousy issue, and they can't get over the jealousy issue from here into the grave because they can never catch up to you. I don't care if you're doing better than me. You just can't slight me. Once I put my hands on you, we good to go because you learned your lesson. But I mean that's what I see it as. If it's a long standing beef, it's one of two things. You're hiding behind something, or it's a long term jealousy issue.
Mm. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Roguish thoughts. I know that you was kind of going back and forth with brother man. Sure, he goes through his neighborhoods and with a cape on, handing out family pictures of Barry and Michelle and the two kids, Sasha and Malaya, in their young stages. Making sure you hang them up on your wall, if not volunteering to do it himself.
Between Lincoln and the other one, Jesus.
Hmm.
I think the aspect of forgiveness, especially for your brother, um, forgiveness is important because in the aspect of growth and understanding, um, it continues the relationship in an aspect to where it's one of respect, right? And an aspect of having a specific type of respect and honor for a loved one that's always best over holding a grudge or something.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like that so many of us would still be alive if it was like we can kind of reduce it to like the pettiest of things, instead of worried about a political party because clearly his motivation for coming up was political and nothing else because you hear him talking and it's never about anything else. So what RBR needs to do when, thinking about panels like these from now on, you need to come up here with something other than let's all worship the Democrats and justify our decision to vote for Joe Biden and um, and I don't that what he's spewing is white supremacist rhetoric. And I don't mean to go off in a tangent about this, but when you're sitting up here talking about brothers don't have their own minds to think that everything is coming from whites and racist and white supremacists instead of is just being, brothers who are independent and critical thinkers, that's the kind of thing that we fight against. And, for him to come up here and talk about he's a real brother and
Real brother.
yeah, and sit up here and demonize the free thought of black men because he feels like that everything is just supposed to go one way with us. And there is it's just like me walking up to Rogish saying some stupid shit, and Rogish just agrees with me uncontested. That's the kind of world that RBR thinks that we should all be in.
Right.
It's like RBR thinks, hey, you know what? Vote for Biden, just vote for him. Fuck his policy. He didn't write any policy because he was Obama's vice president. Forgetting all those other decades, he was a senator. He's a career politician. You're supposed, but as a black person to RBR, you're supposed to just, hey, walk in there and just give Joe Biden your vote despite
That's
anything.
worship. That's worship. That's clear. That's clearly worship.
And I get sick. Like I get sick of people like that and their lack of objectivity. Well, guys, go on to final statements. It's about time for this one to end.
Yeah, I'm mad y'all stop worshiping them damn politics.
Stop worshiping them folks, man.
I'm straight up worship and looking to build it with the community that you want to save. Because the motherfucker that said they got the billions for it, them motherfuckers ain't doing nothing. 10 years, whatever the fuck. Long live the habitual line stop speech, y'all.
All right.
Long live them niggas.
All right. Sheets away from the mic.
So yeah, long live the habitual line steppers. Y'all check out my rant. RBR, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that nigga. That nigga's a cartoon character. He can't be a real person. Like I said, long live the habitual line steppers. That's Sister George, Darth Skater. This channel, Roger with a D report.
Hey man, he gonna get you for that shit, man. Try to put no D in Roger.
But y'all check us out. But you know what? Fuck that nigga. He ain't round. I'm a habitual line stepping ass nigga.
Yep, that's what we do. Yeah, but thanks once again, Donnie. It's all in fun with us. She, you there? You there? No, she isn't there. But
that nigga got hit with the kryptonite bullet. That nigga's down for the count.
Yeah, well, I'll just go into my final statement, and I'm about to end it. It's over 3 hours. It's all good though. I do welcome different perspectives here, even if the perspective is just Jade as an RBR, because really, honestly, anybody that's that loyal to anything needs to have their head checked. That's like me having every broadcast about Dragon Ball Z, literally. Like I said, you go over there, that's all he's talking about. So what he needs to do is he needs to go to a political community. He needs to get out of this manosphere thing because he doesn't want to talk about any fucking thing else. But what he did was establish what I've been trying to say all this broadcast is when it comes to black men, you guys just can't let it go. Period. You can't let it go, and it's something that really we're gonna have to improve on, because if we keep, like, the one thing that when you see black men getting constantly treated like this, you have black boys that don't put any value into themselves. And you have those black boys that don't care about human life because he's never had any reason to put value in themselves, because he looks at everything that these people say about black men, and he's got to grow up to be a black man. And I know that sounds kind of like a female argument or whatever, but most of the time the female argument is a projection. So whatever someone is really going through, they take on the burden of that, and then they hand you the negativity, and that's another thing too. So, one thing that I used to notice is that when I was younger and I was at jobs, I was a very outspoken guy, but I was one of the best workers that they had. But the one thing that they couldn't do was that whenever I would just like become impatient or get very outspoken, they wouldn't forget it. They never ever forgot it. Oh, what about when he said this time? It's like, okay, well, we'll take that. And one thing I notice about other groups of people, they'll come in and they'll do like 10 times worse than anything.
and they would, they would get the raises and they would move up the ladder. And that right there really taught me a great lesson. And as a black man, I really have a very limited number of places to go as far as to find peace and solace. And that that right there is a fact that not only I live with, but many black men across Western culture and the diaspora live with as well. And the best thing for any strong brother, not somebody just calling himself a real brother, can do is adapt. We must adapt to it despite all of the adversity that we are put through. Some of us aren't strong enough for real. And it shows, and it's a sad thing, but we'll figure it out. That's why there are places like the Manosphere, because we're the expressway. You know, we're here because we don't want to. We don't really want you to have to go through what we had to go through to get to this level of thinking. We want to give you some shortcuts. Ain't no teacher like experience, but if there's a shortcut to be had, then that's what we're here for. Someone who truly cares about blacks, someone who doesn't care about standing above the rest of blacks, trying to claim themselves as a representative. Just teaching respect, teaching brotherhood, and teaching, and living amongst a community of, you know that doesn't exist quite yet. I'll put it like that. But anyway, I mean, we might see it in our lifetime, we might not see it, but black men, just adapt, meet the challenge, and just keep pushing forward. And despite whether people are willing to forgive you or not, we honestly, the sad part about it is we should be used to this treatment by now. So here's the things getting better. I'm out of here. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a real decent pleasure and an honor being the weekend warrior. And I will continue to bring you content every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I also do little pre-recorded news videos. Check those out as well. I appreciate the super chats and the cash apps. Yashid, thanks for the cash app. He's here. So while he's here, it's just saying it's thank you, and thank you for the super chats as always. Your support means everything. Thanks to the greatest chat on social media, and always a special thank you to everyone that make these panels so interesting. Maybe except RBR, because I take his insults really with a grain of salt, because when dealing with someone who has a brain like that, then it makes things easier and a lot more amusing. So that's it for me. Thank you once again, everyone. See y'all tomorrow night for Any Given Sunday. Like, share, subscribe. In Kev we trust. Long live the habitual line steppers. Goodbye.